Dude, okay. We're almost there, guys.
It's a marquee mid-lane matchup between Caps and Chovy. Caps and G2 enter the series on the back foot after a rocky play-in stage that saw them pushed to 5 games by both Furia and KMEsports. As always, Caps delivered in the clutch and pushed G2 to crack.
Oh, I'm already coughing.
But things only get more difficult from here. Standing in their way.
Oh, dude, Shox is the best. I love Shox.
Chovy and Gen G. Fresh off another near-perfect split on the road to MSI, Chovy looks just as dominant as ever.
Yeah, Chovy is really OP.
Multiple times on the world stage, holding a 7-2 head-to-head record.
Oh.
Will Caps and G2 buck the trend and pull off another miracle upset? Or will they be just another step for Chovy on his way to back-to-back MSI trophies?
Absolutely the team to beat. Ask whoever who's making a tier list, they all put them at #1 because of Chovy, but because of many other things, right, Raz? They are.
I mean, dude, show me Chovy's win rate.
They were so damn dominant. Chovy in front of you. Of course, this is the matchup that we're all looking for. Chovy has been so incredible, and I feel like
I'm gonna be coughing a lot.
Most interested in is his champion pool. You can play it all: the Twisted Fate, the Zoe, the Renekton, the Set.
Oh, look at that! 18-0 in series, 36-5. Holy fuck!
I wouldn't say, I mean, yeah,
look at that shit.
Probably the best way to describe them. Obviously, they make mistakes.
Dude,
they are still
Gen G, man. Oh,
radar, but
they're so good.
One of the most
Out first round, I think. Yo, Jari, you're fucking banned.
They individually have incredible laning phases. And then
listen, if my mods actually did their job, you all would be fucking perma-banned. I actually can't believe what I'm reading in chat. That is disgusting. I can't believe you think of that low about CFO.
It feels like they are just glaze central. You can only say good things about them.
Yeah, the fact that any one of these players can basically take the mantle of a draft and carry you through. It doesn't have to be Chovy. It could be Ruler. It really could be Keen. All of these things. Like, you can have a draft that caters towards Canyon's picks. Like, that to me is incredibly difficult to draft around.
Yeah, I think they're super, super scary. Maybe one of the best equipped teams in Fearless specifically.
Oh.
And it's cool for me because sometimes it's not immediately apparent what their kind of focus
like,
is, and then the game goes
guys, you don't understand. Like, CFO's playing in like what, 2 days?
And I think that's very hard to prepare against.
They're scrimming, and you know.
Options for G2 here because
hey, CFO, we're looking good. Hopefully, and we're hopefully gonna win. Hopefully, cross your fingers. Knock on wood, dude. I have a wooden desk. I can always knock on wood. Dude, this is fucking crazy.
Like in their series versus HLE, first picking a Trundle, leaving you open for responses. But you do really have to be at the top of your game to punish these type of plays, because whenever there is a mistake, Gen G do a really good job.
Dude, this guy thinks gang is good. Don't listen to anything Doki says. You don't see scrims? True, but I do, so you should maybe listen to me more than anyone else here. Dude, the only people that can talk about how good CFO are is me and Vestian. And even Vestian, it depends what he says. I will approve everything Vestian says. And that is much better than Chovy. Okay, listen, it's just difference, man.
The copium is there. The copium is definitely there.
1 in 4 down. I admire the faith.
Yeah, let's see. The fans' track record so far is 67% correct. You can vote
11% prediction rate? Listen, dude, if you round up to the nearest, it'd be 100%. So what are you talking about? Wait, 11, it's 100. That's just simple math, dude. I don't make the rules. That's just how math works, okay?
It's a letdown. It's a failure. For G2, every single game won is a victory.
Mainly because of the playing performance, G2's expectations in the context of the tournament.
Yeah, this is basically how it is, right? 3-0.
So for Gen G, anything short of a 3-0 will be a surprise.
True, Raz.
I'm just hoping for them to play at their best, play as a team.
Yeah.
Like,
2 hours of the series is over? Oh my god, dude, I told you, Vestian. Game time is about to start. Look who shows up in chat. Vestian, you speak Korean. Gen G is dropping out? What? No, what the fuck? Soundly, what the fuck? What do you mean dropping out? No. Gen G, Gosu. Oh, not Fei Changhao. I forget. Gosu. G2, Chobo. Gen G, Gosu. Okay, okay. This is 3-0 for Gen G. Yeah, probably. Lila. Dude, the moment someone Korean shows up, Veshin disappears. What a useless fuck. Oh, let's watch this video, dude. Dude, I think these hype trailers are so good, dude. Look at this. Showing Canada, dude. It's nothing but trees there, dude. They don't even have buildings. Oh, I guess that's a building. Just water, ice, and trees. That's Canada, baby. Okay, what? Oh my god.
Internationals are always special. We compete for this nerve. We compete for this feeling.
There's a fate connecting us.
I hope so, man. I'm so done with BO1s. I hate BO1s, dude. Oh, Ginger!
올해 스프링 약간 이런저런 변화들도 있었고
Damn, they threw him in the woods. They're filming him. What the fuck?
실패가 아니라 우승하기 위한 과정입니다.
I can accept a BO3. I cannot accept the BO1. And playoffs should all be BO5.
국제전의 T1은 다릅니다.
차랍니다.
当然不是因为实力，而是因为
Oh, Hankyu! Yo, what a good
你
team.
们可能不看好我们，但我们会证明给你们看。
Yo, what a squad!
我
They
们
look
将
so
拼尽全
cool.
力夺回 MSI 的冠军头衔。
Oh, the flying oysters. Yo, I'm fat but I'm walking? What the fuck? Suck my eyes? What the fuck with their lyrics? Shit, what you created? Yo, you show, man.
MSI is gonna be completely different. They're not gonna be.
Dude, there's a lot of good junglers at this event.
Anyone can bleed, and we're the ones that will prove it.
Oh, Kale's so good, dude.
一个选手，很多时候我没有被人为追求，
Dude, Tarzan speaking Mandarin is crazy, dude.
但是这个都不重要。我会在这
我
里
会
站到
再遇到。Oh, dude, when he pull out the Zed, oh, don't do it to him, Tarzan. Oh,
我们会在这个舞台
so good.
扬名立万，每个人都能成为传奇。
Dude, he's locked in, dude. Tarzan's ready.
다시 MSI를 하는데
Oh, dude, that JDG super team so looks mad. Is Kale wandering? Dude, he's roaming, dude. Even in the videos, he's roaming.
너무 우승하고 싶다라는 생각이 좀 많이 드는 것 같아요.
오랜 시간이 지났지만 제가 원래 있어야 할 곳으로 돌아왔습니다.
Oh, Chovy.
과거는 과거일 뿐이고 중요한 건 앞에 펼쳐진 길이다.
Is that the road?
T1의 경기가 시작됐다는 것을 보여드리겠습니다.
我们是来 ASI 证明我们自己
And then I prove our strength. Oh, dude, Kai Wing.
준비하고 面对 AL 了吗? 저희가 만든 길은 저희만 걸을 수 있습니다.
Oh, T1 looks so cool, man. God damn.
만들어놓은 길이지.
You could just take a screenshot of this and be like, oh, we'll bury you in it. Oh my god, dude. Oh. That was Doggo? Yeah, but in the video it was Kai Wing, you idiot. Are you still coaching? No, I'm not coaching. I'm part of management. English lines so corny? Listen, dude. Every trailer with English lines is corny. That's why the trailers get better and better as more Western themes get knocked out. That's just how it is, dude. Do you want to do predictions? Like, I don't see a world where GT even win a game.
And now I can talk normally as we get ready for the game. Had to put a little sauce on it. Dude, I've never been so hyped in my life. Look, it's Draco's Chronicler with the dash. You can see the players getting on stage. the roar of fans on Canada
Dude, Duro
Day
looks so
in
old.
Canada. This is going to be an incredible
Yo,
best of
Skylo, good
five
morning,
for
man.
all the LEC fans out there, hopefully not incredibly one-sided. I think we're both.
All right, I'm gonna open up
just hoping for
predictions.
some good games, and to see the level of Gen G, seemingly universal tournament favorites.
Probably Gen G, G2.
I can't wait.
That kid's being punished.
Have been, I think, and this. I think
Daddy, I
comes
want to
to
go
the
watch
knowledge. I've seen
League
this
of
Gen
Legends
Z, Gen Z
esports.
team
Oh my
develop
god, I
over
fail
the course
as a
of this
father.
year. Had a slow
We're gonna watch
start, obviously
G2
good
wins. Oh my
representatives
god, I'm even a terrible worst
first stand.
father.
And they also have had a tendency, historically, of being a little slow to start at tournaments.
Let's do Gen G finish. Ooh, that's actually a good one. Okay, okay, okay. You know what?
I think that the universal
We're gonna do
approach
predictions, but we're gonna do it
prediction on the
differently,
best as
okay?
well makes the most sense. For me, it comes down to
Game
that man in the
time.
mid lane. Chovy has been on
Over
an
or
absolutely
under?
monstrous tear. He took January off. You know, that's okay.
fair,
He took
fair.
a little break.
30
But ever
minutes
since he
and
got back on the
over
throne, no one
or
has come even
29
remotely close to
minutes
giving the LCK.
and under.
It's rare in the history of League of Legends that we look at one player as
When is the CFL games? In like 2
Faker,
days.
of course, the GOAT. But his form has gone up and down, always clutch when it mattered most. Chovy feeling like an anomaly in the best possible way for Gen G in the hopes of the LCK at this tournament. But we'll need to see as we get into picks and bans, right? It's a quick adjustment. Coming for Korea, a new patch. It's Fearless, something that honestly Gen G have thrived in. And need to see what their
Also,
read is
29:59
on
will be counted as
25-13.
29
G2
minutes and
a lot more
under.
comfortable on the stage, even if the matches might have been a bit uncomfortable.
Hey.
They got there in the end. Now as we enter the first pick and ban, no surprise to see TL.
We're gonna do game
on the
time
board alongside
predictions instead of who wins.
Now the Talia.
Okay, Gen G's on blue side.
Drafted towards time and time again. I've seen this team pick B1 Azir more times than I can really put into words. Ari is another that obviously is going to be very high on the prior list. We've seen the
Because I feel like that's a fair number, right?
device will just not really matter.
Thank God for him. There's a fat dude covering chat.
As you point out, we have not
Oh my
seen
god,
a
dude,
lot
I
of
can't
them,
with
even in the
Bastion.
LCK. Don't
What an
forget,
idiot.
they played the full 5 games against Humble Life.
Yeah,
found them
TF is
sweep, but that was the
pretty
only
heavy
series
prior
they
right
played.
now.
Last time we saw this team
Having in the middle of the
that was in
screen.
final series against Bro. And that's feels like a lifetime ago.
It's not a lot of games on stage.
I mean, this only works
So
for
there is
their
room for variance,
Thailand league.
But despite that, still the favorites. Already taken away. So a lot of the utility mid laners off the board, both
Wow.
the and the Talia alongside the Twisted Fate.
20
Pretty
bans.
classic ban for G2. We'll see if the Jace follows. But obviously so many powerful champions.
I want to be on the
still
side of
unavailable.
G2 or Gen G, dude.
Final ban imminent here. Let's see what we're going to end up with. Keen. The Keen Sante has really been back as, oh, I love that. The Nidalee ban, obviously, theoretically,
I'm
a
coughing
flex,
up a
but
lung.
Realistically, that's always going to go to Canyon. He's one of the few players that has maintained it.
Wow,
and I
okay.
mentioned it
First pick,
before,
Azir.
B1 Azir.
And/or this is the region that you cast, but
What is that,
Yeah,
Timo?
it's also Chovy.
The fuck?
This is just how it goes.
Okay.
And we also saw it with the bans, particularly that Ari ban. We do often see come through. The Talia has been one of the big counter picks, but that was, I think, justifiably banned away by G2, not wanting to give that one over. As we see the Varus come through on Sama. Varus definitely a pick with a lot of power. And an early Maokai pick, definitely.
Such
I
a
think big
coward.
risk.
That's because Knight can't play
Really good when it
Azir.
comes to disengaging, but not really the proactive powers that once upon a time it was.
and remember when G2 struggled in that first
Has nothing to do with
series,
skill
this was the
level.
fallback.
It's all
It was
about,
instant Varus, Maokai
or it has nothing to do
fallback.
with
Maokai
fear.
almost
About how he
some of them
can't
in the
do
rest of their
it.
series, not wanting to give them that same level of comfort. But unfortunately, comfort for G2 is also
D2 new AD carry
for
league?
the side
Yo.
of Gen G. First pick Azir. The room
I
for
could run it down
counter,
hard.
When you're the best player in the world, I don't think you're too concerned about what anyone else is going to bring. And now alongside King,
Denzel.
most played champion in spring, and a champion that can, both in the early game, take over, and in these mid to late game fights against the Varus, if it's that poke build, mitigate so much.
80
that
Sona player? Oh my god. Ugh.
It looks like the Renekton and the Azir to come through for Gen G.
Wow, they're just picking all their
Yet
soul
another one of
laners.
Their patterns, they, despite the roster changes,
Dude,
can't seem to
Renekton
escape.
blind like that?
Does come through. This has been
Chovy
historically
claps
a good
caps.
pick with or within into the Azir rather. We've also seen it pair with Maokai a lot. There's really easy setup with the ultimates.
Yeah. And it feels like G2 have recognized some of the things that did work for them in the play-in stage, right? Caps having these picks with agency. We've seen good games with the Rise, the Tristana, Rene as well. Of course, champion is usually banned away, but managed to make it through.
Oh, welcome back just in time. Oh, thanks, Star.
If you really want to cast your mind back, this has been a flex for Broken Way before, although I doubt we'll see it here. Is now the Jin taking off the board for Ruler.
You're a great streamer.
A bit of a rough,
Dude, first time chatter, he's
phase in the
insulting my
finals against
stream,
HLE and against
dude.
Viper, specifically in the context of that 2v2. But don't want to give him that utility option. Don't want him to be able to, stay back at arm's reach.
It's been for sure the weak spot of Gen.G, and obviously weak spot comes within the context of being.
This is one of the few teams where you have to add that caveat every time.
Yeah,
it's kind of annoying. I'll be honest.
They're undefeated, but we did see it actually be a problem for them. The reason
Dude, they're banning Jin.
Went to 5 games was mostly due to Ruler in particular struggling, and Duro to a certain extent as well, particularly when it comes to the laning phase. And they take away the Jin, which is an amazing neutralizing pick. Works really well when you have an aggressive topside, as they do here. A lot of range, and then the Ezreal, because obviously the ability to not engage with any of the champions on G2, plus it being one of Ruler's counter picks, or comfort picks rather, does make a ton of sense. The Renata should not be a surprise. That champion with Varus in particular makes
Alistair Renata banned.
Extremely brutal lane as the Alistair also taken off the board.
Oh, Canada.
Out of the hands of Lebrov. While there are a lot of premier option when it comes to engage supports, that's been the one that he's looked the most comfortable on.
So you can pick a top laner, right?
Taking his time, flashing a favorite champion. What is the option going to be here for G2? Jax into the top side.
Not a big fan of it, but whatever.
His level of performance, but the potential. We know how good Counter-Strike can be in this matchup. If he can survive, if he can weather the storm, Jax can get a lot done.
It's just into the
yeah, but the BBC should win top lane. I'm not a big fan of G2's draft.
As the Lucian Braum will come through here. Blinding Braum, I do think, always feels a little bad.
Okay, Rakan. I'm actually not fine. I'm actually fine with that.
Obviously, the Rakan does allow you to follow up very nicely. I think, particularly when it comes to like Captain's ultimate. When it
doesn't Duro look like really old? Like he looks like a 30-year-old like salary man. He just hates his job.
Really suffers, right? Rakan, not known for his lane. I also think that when it comes to the 2v2, the Rakan and Varus combination, not necessarily super exciting. When it comes to topside, though, I do think it looks good for G2. The obvious issue with this draft is that there is a lack of magic damage.
Sure.
Gen.G most likely going to itemize.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Given the fact that they don't have a true tank.
Okay, well, predictions are if the game's gonna be over or under 30 minutes. That's basically all there is. 30 minutes and over, and 29 minutes and under.
And they're probably happy with what they got.
Yeah, certainly comfort. It feels like on both sides. Gen.G, I think if we take nameplates off, I was a little worried, how much upfront reliable engage they have. It's the Zen, it's the Renekton going at you, paired with the Braum. But this is the team that can pilot compositions with a lot of nuance, can find those angles.
That's good engage.
They do have Azir. When he hits 3 items, I don't like relying on the slide and glide, but if anyone can do it, it's Chovy, right? On the upside for G2, you've got good engage options across the board. It's easy to see how in an even game state, this composition will function.
Most basic support main build.
One more caveat.
23?
List of caveats in the context of playing against
yeah, he's like a year younger than the other players.
Can you survive?
It's kind of crazy to think about.
The game? Can you exploit the same weaknesses that we've highlighted? It may not even matter on this international stage.
Alright. Let's see how it goes, guys.
Cooper comes alive for game 1. Of course, you can see the runes at the bottom of the screen. Nothing too crazy, although it looks
there you
like
go. Okay.
Forest for Han Sama. So
let's go. Lock it in. Can Gen.G win in less than 30 minutes?
Also, staying away from a Zen and a Renekton does seem.
Yeah.
Unit lane versus the best lane phase man in the world is for sure a choice. It is weird.
Obviously, not the expectation in terms of results. When it comes to the scores of the series, 3 and 2 in both. Hard-fought battles as well. Yeah, not.
When you talked about it for Gen.G, right? 1 best of 5 essentially in the last month.
All right, anyone, if you want to use your channel points to do predictions, now's your chance. We're not predicting who's going to win. We're going to predict how long the game goes for this one. Because, yeah. I don't think anyone doesn't think it's going to be a 3-0.
Afraid to step up and just start harassing. See when Caps can get that first back. Boots too help out a bit, but still going to be a bit of a struggle early on.
Going to be looking at the pathing of both junglers as well. Looks like they're on opposite paths right now. You have Canyon clearing from bot to top. opposite here for Skiumon. We'll see if they're going to be looking for either. Both these junglers are reasonably strong when it comes to finding.
Okay. Well, bot lane has a slight gold lead.
For the Xin, but
50 CS?
particularly with the laners,
Or 50 gold, I mean? That's CS? Ooh, that would be crazy.
As we do see, as expected, Chovy having prior there early, and the Renekton and Jax matchup, I think level 1.
Taxi Varus would have been better here.
Does actually get the prio. The fun.
Wait, how do I? Oh, fuck me. I was like, how do I see the runes? I didn't realize it was there.
A good amount of time, and then obviously down the line, Jax is going to have a great time once he gets his items. I think around that 2 hour break, the Renekton just doesn't quite have the threat anymore.
That is a long period of time.
I don't know. Probably not.
2 items. Yeah, it can be a bit
There's
tough.
no double herald anymore? Yeah, but that's why I'm saying, like, games end around the 30-minute mark because Baron spawns later. There's only one herald, you know. Grubs got nerfed.
Moving up top side.
So that's why it's like, I think it's a more fair prediction thing. Because nobody's going to predict G2 to win, right? You might put down 10 channel points.
Not looking too bad. This is obviously the guy who was kind of the core.
That's why they game time.
Scraping through, barely managing to make it. And of course, if you're just joining us, Caps, that's been the reputation for a long time, but wasn't clear in that first day of the tournament, those first few games. Definitely feels like a step up in performance thus far, as bot lane looking a bit quiet. Unsurprisingly, Rakan sustained earlier does help mitigate a bit.
Okay. Chovy's looking for that aggressive trade.
That's generally how it goes.
Or trying to aggressively trade back to Caps.
Okay. Low, but shouldn't be too worried. This is often how the matchup goes. Has resolve second as well as a Doran shield, so unless something goes colossally wrong, should just be biding his time until he at least gets his ultimate available. That's when you start to get a little bit more threat. Besides that, nothing really expected when it comes to the early 2v2, particularly towards the bot side of the map.
Oh, I was about to say, how come Keen has like such a gold or CS lead, but Broken Blade is catching up now.
Your engage kind of sucks, and also, you're playing into Rakan.
You know, first game on international stage is always a bit slower, which does give us a time to gives us a bit of time to remind people about this team. And Chovy, of course, his history. There was a kind of a meme from production about Choki. It was a reputation for a number of years, and it feels like now, as he's kind of the undisputed #1 player, the MSI victory last year, it feels like all of that has faded away. But this is a guy who has been on the cusp of greatness for so long, but it is just without a doubt now. You can see amongst MSI mids, domestic.
I mean, like, what would you pick besides Yone into Chovy? I feel like no matter what you pick, you're just gonna lose,
it's
right?
Not the most crazy aggressive early lane.
You might as well pick for the team comp. But then, like, your jungler's Skiumon.
Storm, as he always does. We do see Labrov showing here on mid-wave. Not really going to get too much. Teleport is used though, so any health that you can get off of Chovy is a nice little win. As Dragon does get started up, we have the swap come through from Gen.G. Not going to be matched by G2, and it does mean that Broken Blade is going to be put in an awkward situation. And
yeah, Labrov could easily help him with the shove.
Do know this is going on, of course, as they have the board in the pit.
Okay.
But also just, I think,
trying to deny as much as possible.
Keen much more comfortable in the context of that.
I mean, here it's pushing towards Keen, whereas Broken Blade is pushing away.
It's so hard to chunk through that Renekton. A lot of natural sustain if you do want to push those waves in.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, Broken Blade might have to TP bot.
Just a lot better.
Yeah, oh my god, Broken Blade's getting fucked.
And once he has
King still has his TP, dude.
A nightmare to dive. We do see the TP come in now. Does mean that there will be a summoner advantage.
Yeah, dude, lane's already getting so screwed.
As many have pointed out,
I mean, they got the early dragon, which is nice, but fuck, dude.
Aggressive early games when it comes to fighting, right? They are still, I think, a very proactive team when it comes to movement on the map, when it comes to playing for objectives. Doesn't necessarily translate into fist fights the way that we see with some of the other teams here at the tournament.
Yeah, like BLG, obviously a lot of those early tower dives.
T1,
Trade T1, much more of a hallmark of that style. Of course, Grubs, the next objective on both sides' minds.
Oh, it's rough.
But Canyon is here. Quick snapback.
Right.
Pretty easy, soul unbound. Keeping Caps safe, but should be a free recall for Chovy. G2 has to push on top side.
Yeah, it's the top lane CS. It's like so fucked.
Earlier, and Broken Blade playing quite cautiously. Needs to hit that level 6. You can see on the side of your screen.
Yeah, we're in the.
He's gonna get back like what, 10 CS maybe?
I didn't.
And
I
15?
haven't played enough Pokemon
Oh.
recently to keep up with you. I'm so sorry. I should have.
Oh, when nothing is happening? Well, I don't know. We see where the conversation takes us. We have plenty of opportunity to talk about that. I'm always down for a journey down a rabbit hole.
Little journey.
I'm
little
very
off-topic.
easily distracted. Yeah.
Did you do anything for Canada today?
We went to a bridge, a little hike.
I'm so far the
Yeah.
total goal is pretty even.
Very enjoyable. Yeah, I mean the nature here has been absolutely incredible. One of the best parts.
Yeah,
so far.
but
Any
for the
recommendations?
comp, I don't know if that's good. Okay, force to cleanse out.
Hans is backing up.
Wow. Okay.
During Ruler, but won't amount to too much there. They get the cleanse and the heal, so big for a potential follow-up play, forcing Hansama and Labrov to be a little bit more cautious, and some furious pings going down on the top side. I think not confident as to where Canyon is, so respecting a potential gank to come through.
Yeah, courtesy of the spellbook there, as Duro had the exhaust available to get some cooldowns. Not going to lead to too much more, as we do have both junglers towards.
Yeah,
the
I
top
don't
side
know
of the
what
map
to
here.
say, dude.
Canyon
They're
is on
just
his way,
farming, but like
with the flashes still available, I don't know how much they can
they're
really
playing
get
it pretty
into
well.
this
Oh, LeBron.
Labrov quick on the trigger. General awareness that they were at risk, so playing with a bit more caution is Caps and Skumon trying to take a bit of control, but half health for Caps. Does have the Vamp Scepter, but this is where it gets awkward. You see how far forward Chovy is posturing.
Okay, what's gonna go on here?
Careful.
Are they gonna fight?
Test one of these.
What is Caps doing? Caps is so low.
Chunked out. Skumon's
He doesn't have
is
TP.
risky. Hansama stepping too far forward to check the
Hansama?
trap. Baby
Ooh!
inside of Gen G.
Duro
Exhaust
blocked it.
responded by the cleanse. LeBron
Oh,
still
no mana
standing
though.
now.
Ooh.
Wanted to clear that control.
That could have been really bad.
Standing, waiting in the brush. The Void grubs all three.
You got all three?
Going inside of Gen G. It's so awkward for Skumon. He spent so much time spectating, maybe hoping for a bit of a fumble, a bit of a misstep. Canyon did not give it to him.
And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. Gen G in particular are extremely adept at taking an oppressive laning state, turning it into objective. It's very straightforward, right? Chovy just has prio, is able to both draw Skum
Is
and
Caps
Skum
even the weak
simultaneously
point?
chunking out Caps. And then
Isn't he
because of
still like the
early
best
away
player on
from
the
spot
team?
side, there's not really a way for Hans as well as for Labrov to contest. They still try. Don't really give too much up, but they're still not able to contest any of these grubs. They do go the way over of Gen G. And yeah, this is an LCK pace game, Dracos. I'm having a great time. This is I love this. You know, it's the slow back and forth,
To be fair, I also,
the chess-like movements.
I like this.
Alright, let's get the goal from bot plate.
No, they don't.
The world makes sense.
Nothing's gonna happen. It's fine.
They
gonna
can
embrace
make
it.
sense for a reason. Maybe
Yeah, this is a lull period.
I can understand.
The lull point.
For Caps, keep
Lull.
it simple. If you've watched International in the last 2 years, you know Blade of the Rune King. Always the thing to keep an eye out for.
Oh, did Jax miss the cannon?
Pretty important.
Oh, I didn't see. I saw Renekton got hit, so I was like, wait, what?
Caps just trying to contest a bit of vision, but Duro's exactly where he needs to be.
Next Drake is coming up. Do think that Gen G is going to be
Oh,
aggressive
no.
about contesting this. A single Drake, not that big a deal. They also did get the grubs in the extended trade, right? Took a couple of minutes, but they did secure that. They also secured the lead for Keen towards the top side of the map. But particularly when you have this...
Okay, what's going on here? They're actually gonna fight this?
Found Broken Blade.
Good initial trade. Dominus popped.
Both top lanes use ult? Oh my god, what's going on here? Ah, it's nothing.
Tower shot.
Yeah, it's the ult. Or the...
For ult trade,
Dude,
though.
that snapback is so gross, dude.
Capitalize on, but it's so tough against an experienced player, especially with boots already.
They're still
Connect.
starting this, and Keen still has TP available. So does Broken Blade, but
Okay.
he's gonna go for a base now. Gen G, I think, looking for the
Ugh.
contest.
That pink
Think the
ward.
lead is crashing. Chovy's on his way.
Canyon.
Hero's kinda
Way to hit
low.
Labrov. Locked up for a moment.
Okay, Hans Summer's getting cut out. He has flash. Oh, nice ult Caps.
Lower and lower, calling over the wall, but Ruler's in no man's land, and finally Keen has come through, but the tower finishes the job. The kill goes to Labrov. Ultimately,
Okay,
it's the
LeBron
trade
gets the kill.
for G2.
Massive
Wow.
win for G2 rather. It's the combination of
King
the
gets down
Alpine
Summer.
together with Caps, finding multiple people, and Gen G just straight up caught off guard. As,
Oh.
Caps is fine, holding on to his flash as well. Cool cucumber there. The Drake goes to D2 because obviously they were first to the objective, but they get the TP from Keen as well as a favorable trait when it comes to the kills.
Things are looking good for
Yeah, hold
G2.
advantage does go to LeBron. Needs a quick early locket, which will help mitigate some of that upfront burst damage. Keen only getting stronger in the context of the 1v1, but that was kind of awkward. That was a bit of a weird play. I think Gen G not respecting the setup there. G2 in a very good position with that Maokai ultimate, something we highlighted in pick and ban, right? The ease of execution for this composition.
It was the ult difference. The fact that Cap still had his ultimate available. Like, yes, Jovi chunked him, but it doesn't quite...
Okay, what's going on here? Oh, this is the replay. My bad. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I thought this was another play of Dragon. Oh.
Knock up, and then by the time Chovy arrives, already too late, really. Same for Keen, gets an exit kill, but...
Bro's no longer banned? Yeah, I mean, I haven't been banned for days. I just didn't know if I could stream MSI.
Big confidence there. G2 is Broken Blade.
Can he even kill Broken Blade?
You mentioned it before, but as more items come through for the Jax, this does get a bit easier. Keen holding onto a gold and experience lead. Broken Blade has to be careful. The angle for the double dash. Quick Q, baiting the counter strike, can re-dash. Broken Blade respects it and will already back away.
Yeah, they didn't really know where Skewmont was, so don't think Keen wanted to take the risk to go in. If the Maokai is there, obviously he can be in big trouble.
Does Genji still have a gold lead? What the fuck? How? Oh, I mean top lane, yeah, that's huge.
Not really what you're looking for. If this is a mountain, right? If this is a hex tech, I think you're going to be feeling a lot better about the 2 Drake lead.
I feel you're at level 10. Did I just suck at communication? No, I know.
Because of how inevitable this team is.
I mean, Genji's just a way better team, dude.
Down before, right? Where we have seen hiccups, it's been in the earlier stages of the game. When we get to mid-game, their movement around the map, their setup objectives, their individual skill often becomes overwhelming to handle. Caps find himself in trouble. Defensive ult.
Oh, what? I feel like he could have blocked it.
For one on that, but manages to Genji, though, with
like body blocked the Yone ult.
Really to play for here is the Brav.
A lot of members there. Looks like they're not going to fall for the trap. And Caps does live. Nicely done there with the snapback on the ultimate, but Chovy still has the damage. Nasher's done, so those orders can come through. Azir can still be a colossal menace, and despite the kill lead, we do see Genji.
Yeah, the ult didn't really make much sense.
It's these continuous side lane waves, these crashes that come through. Even in the previous play, yes, G2 was able to find a good fight, but they did lose a full wave because Caps dropped the wave to go help set up that fight.
The cost to find those advantages, and you can see in the mid lane the gold looks close, but it's because of the kills and assists. Chovy, as expected, living up to his namesake with almost 20 CS advantage, although will lose a bit to that tower here as he's decided to move up to the top lane. Of course, one of the strengths of G2...
Nobody got any gold from plates.
Laners, but because Genji already got the early grubs, some of that threat to the towers is at least mitigated.
We're not Yone and Shuffle, but he's Chovy out there saying anything. I mean, dude. No, I mean, I agree.
With this extra lifesteal, you can see really starting to hurt.
What he does as ruler, this
Chovy sucks. Now he's so much better.
Needs to be careful. Has been one of his biggest weaknesses, really within the context of his career, but specifically in this year, I feel like it's happened even more. Getting caught on the ruler spot just on a mid wave.
Shanks too.
When you're able to, as they go in on LeBron.
It's okay.
So Canyon,
dude, MSI will answer all of our questions.
The fact that Canyon, his CC is wind up, needs to get 3 orders off. The other member of his team that has CC that's reliable is Duro, who is Braum. Takes a while.
I mean, enough said, right? No one needs you to explain that one any further. We've all played Braum. We know what it's like.
Ruler, okay. Wow. Ruler, okay. Well, they can't contest the hell anymore.
So does Herald secure
what the fuck?
And while, yes, if they're trying to find those picks, those quick engages, they don't have the best tools. If they get set up first, fighting into Braum and Azir and a Renekton is a death sentence. So
hey, Poby's gonna be on Fnatic, dude.
Last time you mentioned before, sacrificing waves, being willing to give up a bit of CS, a bit of gold to be first on the objective. In the long run can come back to bite you, but it's definitely an option for G2.
Oh yeah, the Talia. Holy shit, dude, that's a FF go next split angle.
Disengage is really good with that Braum. Doro is already a little bit low. Is Keen. TP's in. Possibility for a soul point here for G2.
Set up off to the side. G2 second on the objective, but here comes the Maokai ultimate. Ruler
okay, what's going on here? Dude, Keen is drawing so much aggro. Oh, he dies? Oh, Chovy! Oh, what the fuck?
G2 find another fight by the Drake.
And Genji get caught sleeping. Keen goes way too deep. No one there to back him up. And that soul point secured here for G2. Another bunch of kills going over.
What the fuck is going on, dude?
See, again, the power of that CC, the Maokai ult just getting so much value, splitting up the fight, and it's a segment and engage. First Broken Blade goes in, gets some cooldowns, and then Keen just a little bit too far forward.
Keen is trying to buy time. He wasn't trying to fight. Oh, but right here. Oh.
Charms him and sets him up for a great ultimate from Caps.
Hey, it ain't over yet, Moon.
Snaps through. We'll be able to pull back, flash away. Q3.
Wow. Okay. Chovy. Oh my God, Chovy.
Definitely necessary there for Gen G. Caps and kind of running the game so far. Kill going over to the Azir.
Dude.
Also is going to be the bot lane secure. There's still a Herald as well for Gen G. That was back-to-back. Honestly, great fights from
I don't know.
G2.
I'm pretty sure just Gen G needs a warm-up game. You know, they're a little bit rusty.
Actually taking down Gen D.
They haven't played in a while, so.
Maokai and the Yone. That combo so far has proven deadly.
And Gen G probably playing a bit more respect around those objectives, as now it is the soul on the line. 3.5 minutes, getting closer to Otacon as well. Caps off to a tear despite the CS deficit. Doing a lot of work here. And I think for G2.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right about game one.
Progress, some improvement, but already a much stronger start to this series.
Yeah, apart from BLG 3-0. I mean, that one was just like
strong start against Gen
the skill gap.
Is not enough. They need to play flawless.
Do they still have a gold lead for Gen G? What the fuck?
It doesn't matter how many kills Caps has if Chovy's just getting more items.
Still a big deal though, right? Yes, Gen G have had slow starts to tournaments before. Not something that we are not used to seeing from the Orc, but I think particularly Labrov in this first game.
G2 win?
I think a really rough lane's not really able to find
Oh my God, he found the upset copy pasta and changed it for Chovy. I need to take it on screen. Chovy, KD at risk, retreat immediately.
Now being sieged here by Gen G.
Sama stepping up, laying down the
You are so dumb, Odor. Okay. What's going on here? Keen? Oh! Fucking Skew1!
Keen, he sees a tasty food for the crocodile, and guess what?
Oh, they get first tower, mid.
Finds his teammate Skew1 arriving in a perfect moment of time, and notably, if Keen doesn't go for that and just stays near his turret, it's a win for Gen G. They get the
broken
the siege with the Herald is successful, but instead, basically an even trade, keeps the gold even, and in about a minute and 50.
Skew1 just so much better than Ken. Shut the fuck up.
Soul fight at like
can we not lie?
True, but if there's one man who might be able to make enough money, get enough items to make the difference, it's Chovy. As you can see the coin base gold graph here. A lot of minions. Close to what looks like a
Let's do American chance. Oh, is that American? I believe that. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
But Ruler, Chovy, both sitting on 2. We'll see if that makes the difference.
Yeah, they're not chanting that, dude.
G2 have had.
We lose every week. We lose every week. You're nothing special. We lose every week. That's what NA's chanting, dude.
But the matter of fact, still able to make the difference. The Yone still there, but they've got more items under their belt now. The threat of a culling. G2 have to be careful.
Biopanther better than Keen? Dude, that is some fucked up shit.
Ball wave being pushed out. 2 item spikes are there. It looks like Gen G at the very
I want to see the new breaking point 2 Chovy. What the fuck? Oh my god, now Stars joining on this shit. Alright, they're TPing in. They're flipping Otacon. Gen G are flipping Otacon. Okay, Canyon gets it. Holy shit, fuck. But they're gonna all die for it. Oh my god. Oh! What the fuck is going on? What is Gen G doing?
And Otacon turns your teams into paperbacks as Ruler just goes in, flashes out. Nothing he can do.
Waiting it out. Won't quite fade away in time. Counts a few more seconds. Hansama flash forward, wants to finish the job under Ruler. One more item will do it. 10-2. G2 with the gold lead in game 1. Bravo looking for the knock up. Toro next. It's an ace. It's a soul.
It's a complete blowout. 10-2, 11-2, Redder with a final kill. Huracan secured, Soul there as well.
Oh, they got Soul.
And Genji, look at how low these health bars are here.
Like, look at this, dude. Why is Genji doing a panic Otacon?
They get a 2-for-1 deal.
That's crazy, dude.
Genji is trying to contest this when they basically have 0 resistances.
I mean, it could just be Genji's having game 1 issues.
Not only do they win this fight, but they get the Soul on top of it.
You know what I mean? Because they haven't played in a while, right? Genji always has problems when they take such a long break and play a match.
I was gonna combo, but I saw a bit also. Caps keeping it casual. You can hear the confidence in his voice, the execution for G2. And again, Genji got the objective. It cost them a lot.
KDA ult, KDA ult.
In that fight.
Whatever, dude.
Tavares was going to be able to get, but obviously
yep, it's time for G2 to throw.
And it's so hard for Genji to find a way onto him when they're back.
They got a useless KMTlol Soul.
And looking at the items, 2 item spikes now there for G2. With the Chemtech, they're going to be even harder.
Losers out? No, there's still losers bracket. It's double limb.
Well timed by Chovy.
Oh my god, Doki.
Goes into Lebrov. It's tough here. Genji trying to hold on to that mid.
Oh, they're two, dude. You guys are so stupid.
Difficult for G2 to advance the game. They've got a sizable lead, but item advantages haven't quite accumulated yet. Really, the biggest beneficiary of this entire situation is Broken Blade. The individual gold lead 1.2k. It was a difficult laning phase, down almost 20 CS at one point, but now hitting that 2-item threshold that you talked about, this is where we can really start to take off.
I feel like he's already in the air, and Keen's just a crocodile. You know, he's seeing Jax soar in the sky, and Genji, seeing them fight their way out.
Butterflies in the sky. I can go twice as high.
I don't think that this is one of those situations where you look at the scaling and you go, well, there's always, when you reach a certain breakpoint, obviously Azir is always going to be a threat. I think Renekton, much more than he used to be, always can get value in a fight if he can get on top of a big target, take them down. But I go back again to this Jax.
Oh my god, dude.
Incredibly potent pick.
Kevin looking good. Yo, Alex, I'm not feeling good. I want a 3-0 so bad, dude. I'm actually cheering for Genji just because I want a 3-0 so I can like go back to bed because I'm not feeling good.
Yeah, we saw it last year in a lane.
My nose is now fucked up again.
Way better stats. When all top laners were walking around just being farm bots, and this year when he's
please cheer for Genji. So Genji takes game 1. Fuck you, dude. Dude, if it goes to 5 games, I'm gonna be so tilted. Fuck you, Jari.
It's a big deal for G2's hopes here.
It ain't happening. Oh, bro! And heal used.
Shut down for Turo. A little supportal combat, and a big misstep right ahead of Baron.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna make the call. Gonna try and play here.
Instantaneous TP. Babs gonna lose the snapback in a second here. Might have wanted to get another cooldown.
They have to.
No matter how far ahead you feel, no matter how comfortable the
game
seems,
buy cold meds.
like Genji, it's not over until the Nexus falls.
Okay.
The poke is hitting. Look at the damage.
Dude, they're taking so much damage from the Barret and Varus, dude.
If the arrows keep connecting, this is gonna be big.
Why are they doing it like this? Why are they doing it like this? Oh my god, they're ulting for Baron damage. Oh! Oh! Holy shit, but they're all gonna die.
But there's just too much damage. G2 shredding through Genji. Quick flash out from Chovy, sliding to safety. Objective down, but again it is the fight where everything falls apart for Genji.
Dude, I have no idea what the fuck they're doing Baron like that for. 900, not negative 1000k Baron play, dude.
They don't let Genji get away with nothing. The damage is already done here at the beginning of this play, and even though Caps doesn't quite find the mark, Chovy finds a stopwatch. It doesn't matter, because again, Broken Blade on this Jax immediately gets onto the back line. And Genji, they just don't have the stats, right? Chovy doesn't have the damage. If he has a death cap, then maybe Keen desperately tries to get a kill back.
Fuck you guys.
Says, no thank you.
I cannot believe Genji are losing to this kind of G2, dude.
We'll never know.
What the fuck?
Of course, for Gen G,
Could be both.
a good moment of coordination for Canyon and Duro. Because if they didn't get that steal, if they lost that 50-50 and that fight, it would start to feel completely out of hand for Gen G. Caps has to be careful about stepping too far forward. Ruler really starting to hurt. We're 50 seconds away from the Elder. G2 bullying, taking space up in Gen G's jungle.
And G2, I think the only way that this game truly gets out of your control, because despite everything, the Baron buff really not going to get a ton of value, right? The Rebel Baron power play is negative, only Chovy got it. They're not going to get a ton of value. Just don't flip Elder. That's all you need to stay away from. You can set up baits, and we see right now they're setting up a ton of vision here towards the brush and the enemy jungle. They're on red side, or at the red buff rather. And look at that. That's not even including the saplings that I'm sure Skewmont is going to be throwing down. And you can see Gen G, map shrouded in darkness.
I mean, if they just get Elder, it can still win.
Backing him up, shadowing him as he pushes this
I don't know, dude.
Stepping up, but heal there, Canyon. Responding with the wind becomes light.
Hey.
The Elder hasn't been started, so Gen G happy to play this slow. Use the prio, use access to the bottom lane to move in and take some of this vision. Get as much free information as they can with the minions. They spotted 3 now.
Yeah, they basically lost.
Canyon not too concerned, but multiple saplings.
They're down 1,500 gold.
From Skewmont. When it pops back up, might be 2 items, so still have to respect a little bit of poke damage there.
Yeah, and I talked about the lack of AP, but not only gun the Leandries, but also the Bloodletters, right? So it is actually pretty big deal, the damage that comes through here as Gen G desperately trying to gain access, but this is where I think...
Okay, here it is, guys. It's Elder Dragon flip. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Oh, they can't get in, dude. Okay. So used everything. Is Elder Dragon gonna reset?
The Elder starts to reset. You don't want to take a 50-50 against Canyon.
I just pull off. Gen G looking to teleport Keen back in. Starrick still.
Oh my god, they're still doing it.
There's no smite on Lebrov right now, so this would just be a straight up 50-50.
Okay.
Looks like they might have found the angle.
Duro might get cut out. No, it's Canyon. Oh, Chovy's dead. Chovy's dead. Okay. Dude, they can't even get in there.
The patience, the discipline around the objective.
Ooh.
Comes roaring out on the main stage, but it's Lebrov again, over-eager. The Elder still critical.
Dude, what the fuck?
Uncontested.
Oh, Canyon on vision. Obviously going to be trying to look for the steal. I don't think he should be allowed to approach this. Broken Blade standing guard.
But it's a 2. Broken Blade has to retreat. Han's getting some.
Did you even have a ward for it? Oh, they do have a ward.
Caps going for the knockup. Everything used to deny this jungler access. But now no one's on the objective. No one's on the Drake. They're taking their time. Keen slowly burnt down. That's gonna be Dragon set to fall as well. Keen running for his life. G2.
Wow. Okay. Thanks. I'm gonna have to stay up an extra 30 minutes or an hour.
This is gonna, because of the delays, also set up the next Baron. I'm sure is Chovy. Goes for an early Zhonya's, and Lebrov says, thank you very much. Ready with the charm. No opportunity.
30+ minutes too. That's true.
Was just kind of cooked the moment he pressed that button, and then Caps.
If you thought G2 could win game 1, that'd be crazy.
But in the end, Lebrov does get him, and that's a worthy trade. No ruler means so much damage gone, and yeah, that's going to be the face of a lot of Gen G fans.
Damn.
This game number 1.
It's on Elder.
You got it. Oh, okay.
G obviously have pulled a lot of rabbits out of a lot of hats, made a lot of miracles happen, but come on. Yeah, 6K gold, Elder.
Yeah,
Pez, oh my god, dude. What the fuck? I can't believe there's people that don't like Gen G.
It's again that topside trio. Hans doing an incredible job of supporting, softening them up, but it's Broken Blade jumping in. Caps finding the ultimate.
Listen, guys. Chill.
Another minute and Gen G,
you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. It's not over yet.
20 seconds till that Baron is up here. And G2, unless something absolutely ballistic,
Elder ends in a minute.
Should be looking at a game 1 lead here.
You signed the best players in every role? Who the fuck thought Duro was the best player?
Gen G trying to collapse somewhere, look for an angle, but it does cost him a bit of damage on the top side tower because it's only Keen left to defend it.
45 seconds.
TP coming in, matched immediately by Caps. That's the
okay.
from Skewmont. Push back from Chovy, a solid start, but Ruler
Oh, Chovy. He's so low. He's gonna die, isn't he? How the fuck did he live? No, he's dead. He's dead. It's over.
On the broken blade, leaping forward, Ruler can't get it done. G2 in game
30 minutes and over.
predicting in their favor on the desk, but they managed to find a way. And the confidence on this lineup as they close this game, as they draw first blood in this best of 5.
Absolute smackdown, Dracos. Here in the first game, Gen G, it starts off rough and only gets worse from there. The early fights for G2. Caps
Holy
dropping away
shit,
left
look
to
at
right.
that,
Who
dude.
cares? When that's the fight that you bring.
Unexpected.
Wow.
G2 showing up to form, Gen G not able to match.
Gam better than
Over the
Gen
analyst
G?
has to break down that game 1.
They might be the same.
Zero. Who? This is G2, baby. They come out swinging in game 1, and I know, the Lulu is
Furia
the
better
Lulu
than Gen
sometimes,
G?
but you gotta
What
believe
the
in every
fuck
single
are these
engage,
takes,
in every
man?
single fight, and in yourself, and that's what G2 did.
I am mind blown. I genuinely didn't. I thought this was going to be a quick 3-0 day.
Yeah, it will.
G2 looked awful in the play-in stage.
Gang
and
would
then in
gap
game 1,
anyone.
They looked crisp as hell.
Please gap me,
A
RL.
lot of people are going to be canceling dinner reservations. This is going to go a long one. It was not just Caps, it was the whole team. Skewmons, Maokai finding a great
I think it's hilarious you kids talking shit about G2. You wouldn't say this shit to them at LAN. They're jacked. Not only that, but they wear the freshest clothes, eat at the chillest restaurants, and hang out with the coolest dudes. Y'all are pathetic. Lol.
Are things that came together in this one, right? 100%. When you look at Broken Blade's performance, when you look at kind of not lane overall, but the whole team, what was the X factor in this game? Like, how did they pull it off?
So I think they came in with a very solid plan, a very safe draft, a lot of comfort picks. Yone Caps in particular into the Azir, a matchup he's super comfortable on. There was an early swap that came through from Gen G, where we started to see the gold very quickly shift in Gen G's favor. But you said it at the start, confidence.
And yes, by the way, I do have a BLG tattoo, and no, you cannot see it for the ladies' eyes only. And even then, they have to demonstrate that they're within 5 IQ points of my own for me lower beforehand. Nothing personal, kid.
For G2, as we saw in this game.
Oh my god, dude.
Every MSI or Worlds, the question is, what does play-ins mean for you? And so it really was about them locking in. And that's why
I can't, man.
Cisco Network, every second counts. G2 was locked in for a lot of these fights. The Baron fight was a big one.
And this one I gotta say, because we looked at kind of Lebrov here, he goes a little too far. That's, by the way, that's probably the only mistake he made this game. So G2 are up against it 4v5. So how did they make this work?
I mean, patience was key. And that's something that really surprised me, because I think it was a bold bet by Gen G to force the ban, specifically into a poke Vars. The damage that Hansam is getting by chipping away as the
Toby playing that Maple Story, bro, got no time for League. Dude, I just think it's because they're rusty. They haven't played in like weeks, you know? They need a 1-game warm-up.
Given all this space to just pick on whatever target they want, it's a one-sided fight for G2.
And I love the angle that Caps had on the top side that forced the Zhonya's there from the Azir. Like, it made the fight so much easier. This was one of many examples in that fight.
Absolutely. So now we are not counting Gen G out. I mean, they reverse sweeped one of the best teams in the world just a while ago. But I love kind of taking stats and bending them to my will. So here is a stat line. It's about Canada Day.
Oh, I like this.
In the present and in the past, and if our two teams have been able to win games on
You
Canada
guys,
days in the past,
whatever, dude.
regardless of if we were in Canada or
They're not
not.
relevant to the game, just wanted to know.
A lot of confidence in some stats that you found, Shox, about Canada Day.
Yeah.
These are great stats for you. I'm going to put this
I mean, we still don't see them, but TLDR, G2 wins more than Gen G on Canada Day. So in the past, it's okay.
Okay, fair, understandable.
G2 on Canada Day is 5 and 2.
Gen G 2 and 2. I don't know what to tell you. Actually, 2 and 3 now, I guess.
The stats don't lie.
No,
I'm a believer.
I know that we
Yo,
are
Canada
very,
Day's OP.
very happy, most of us, about G2 winning game 1, but it's a long road. So which side would you like to
You guys
take? Would you
so
like to take the
stupid.
side of
You guys are so stupid.
Ooh, 'cause,
Dude, I can't believe you all hate
it's interesting
Chovy.
because I don't think G2 did
I can't
anything
believe my chat's
crazy
filled
in
with
game one.
dumb
I think
Chovy
the biggest
haters.
advantage Gen.G's going to have in the rest of the series is something we talked about earlier in the day, which is their depth of champion pool. Fearless is a format that really benefits Gen.G because they're all players that have an incredibly deep champion pool, and for G2, I don't know if I would have that same level of confidence. So, fantastic game one. I love the preparation, but can they maintain that level of prep against a team like Gen.G in the best of 5 environment?
Yes, I agree with that. Gen.G, just be stable, just be ready for those fights. It happened in the HLE series. Be there first.
Absolutely, we know they can rally.
G2's winning MSI. Confirmed.
Is working. Let's see if they can keep going. We can keep dreaming.
What do you mean? Turn it up.
Every breath I take, I'm breathing you. Forever till the end of time.
You can't spell euphoria without EU.
Camera, powerful AI.
I need to take a quick break. Hopefully I don't get banned. I'll be right back. I need to clean out my nose and shit.
What a car. Living the dream, huh? Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to... Okay. I get it now. Sweet dreams are made of this.
Let me throw it down to the ground, make them turn around.
Welcome back to MSI. Ahead of Game 2, G2 Sports versus Genji. Romain, any quick impressions on Game 1?
Là, on est bien. It means we're chilling. We were chilling before the game. We're chilling now. We're just enjoying every single game. Every single game is more experience for us. If we win, that's nice. If we lose, it's expected. So we won. Let's see, new game, new draft, new puzzle. We're really excited. We're just happy to be here, you know.
So far, so good.
Oh.
Merci beaucoup.
Okay. I feel a lot better, but I still feel like shit.
Chill after that game 1, despite maybe some questions.
Oh.
Everything sort of came together. Drago's Chronicler for the call. And I'll be honest, Chronicler, of the two of us, a lot of people would think that I'd be the homer. I was the doubter. It was you who told me, hey, Gen G, haven't played in a long time. Jet lag's always a factor. They're a team who have been known to fumble and make mistakes. Yes, we still look at them as tournament favorites. Yes, we still look at them as the best in the world, but it's not like it's every single game, every single moment in the tournament. It's when you put it all together.
Trust Shelby KDA.
Clearly, of course, as they have done many times after long breaks.
Listen, it's one game, guys.
During the SK playoffs.
I need a call, please.
I think
God damn, dude.
From G2 was obviously a smash.
Dude, I want G2 to do well.
Combination of Lebrov playing.
But I just don't have faith.
Throughout the entirety of the game.
I just don't have faith in G2, man.
Additionally, the Maokai for Skewmon, as well as Caps, actually holding his own in that lane. Can't wait to see whether it's going to continue on the upset.
I'm going to do game time over under again.
He's able to kind of bounce back from what was a very rough for them game number 1.
Yeah, and I think we could see the weaknesses of Gen G's draft. Expected the team cohesion to kind of...
Claps has joined the server.
Playing that game out hard. At the end of the day, it was G2 who came out on top in fights. I think it is hard now for them to replicate.
I just want to say people were wrong. C9 shouldn't have gotten to take Fury's spot. They should have gotten Gen G's spot. Boost!
Hit the bench. Followed now by the Pantheon band, the Ballista, the Talia. Maokai, of course, the pick that has looked the best for Skewmon at this tournament in the 2 games that he's played it.
Ooh, that Liban.
I mean, very few players in the world do you have to ban this champion against.
2 more to go.
Probably just Canyon, actually. Yeah. It's probably 1 player in the world, and his name is Canyon.
Yeah, it kind of depends.
Jinja's literally is also pretty good. And Shin. Well, we have Shin. His literally is pretty good.
I wonder if they're going to repeat the Nidalee ban as well. If you're going to go for the Lee, I think the Nidalee also feels like it should be within the realm of expectation. If you ban the Nidalee, I'm also not sure what
his ego is shattered. Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna have to deal with this for another 3 hours.
Okay.
I can't, man.
Do they want to instantly lock the Rumble? It's not something G2 are known for playing. A lot of teams are willing to risk giving it up. Gen G's first game strategy
might be able to polish his KDA a bit.
This time it looks like it will be the Vi. Reliable upfront engage.
Currently 0 and 5. Obviously, we're not going to be fooled by small sample sizes, but the champion has received continuous nerfs, and more importantly, what Vi does is very, very straightforward. It does feel like a champion that has a single thing. Going in, being able to find consistent backline access.
Whatever, you guys are just dumb, dude. I can't with you guys.
From a clone perspective, being able to get away from her easily, but also the fact that Cyclone just kind of ruins her day. It's going to be the pickup here for Skewmon.
And we'll see what the early game looks like. Vi, Wukong, both champions known to farm to level 6. Canyon, of course, with this kind of setup, expect for him to have that big impact. The Nunu's hovered once again. Some highlight moments in plans from Skewmon. Not necessarily the
yeah, let's see your Nunu again. I'm down.
Lots of views on them nonetheless. In the end, it's going to be
Senna.
Something that G2 have prioritized a number of times. Last time it was with Tom Kench.
Chovy is not faker. Let's go, Caps. What the fuck?
Han Sama in that Varus in the previous game, putting up massive damage numbers, kind of free to just take pot shots with all the dive present on his team. It looks like G2 might want to replicate some
these
of
signs, man.
Although we'll take
I can't.
a bit more time to come online.
It does also help with some of the early brawling that I imagine you will be doing with that Wukong. So it makes me wonder if they want to go towards something that plays well.
Are they going to pick Smolder or they're going to go Ahri?
I think on what Chovy locks in here. The no-brainer is obviously Ahri. That Vi-Ari combination is something that we've seen so many times. Has just been an extremely solid 2v2. But I actually like this. I think that Alistair makes a ton of sense because with that Senna, we've already seen the Senna Alistair come through. And it was also a banned on the side of Gen.G in the last game. Not gonna want to give that one up.
I like prioritizing that proactive engage pick.
I don't think Sang would be good.
As you highlighted there. And Gen.G did take the gamble. They prioritized the Vi over the Rumble. G2
Send Tom.
It'll be a return to the
wow,
Tom
okay.
bench that we saw in plans. A champion that can mitigate so much of what the Vi does. Make sure to protect that key carry. And we know if the game goes late enough, Senna can really just take over those fights. But already Gen.G a lot more proactive tools than they had in the previous game. There's no Braum, no Zin.
Wow, I'm a genius.
For 4 auto attacks to find that CC. The Alistair and Vi, much more immediate effect.
Counter engage is kind of crazy though. Again, G2, and I think that was something that they used with great efficiency. As a very good Coster Jun fan sign there. But you already have so many tools to keep the Senna safe. Wukong can obviously play far forward, but can also fulfill a slightly more defensive role. We do see that the combination of that Vi and Rumble obviously is really tough to play into, even with a Kench. As long as you can have any form of CC.
Smolder mid?
Can be happy. Alistair obviously provides that as well. Ornn, no brainer.
Can Lord Chovy come back? Alex, it's fine. Don't worry, dude. Oh, yeah, they banned Ari. Yeah, of course, dude.
Into it very often as the Ari
dude.
and Annie both taken off the board.
The Annie van was kind of scary.
Definitely do. You mentioned the Ari before, right?
Dude, imagine just gave them by Ari, dude. That'd be so wild.
Of course, on the side, Gen.G is going to be forced to blind. Multiple members in this context. His top lane is already locked in, and now it's the Sylas. Taken away from Caps. Respect to both the Rumble and the Alistair ultimate that could be taken away.
Alistair in particular, just not very fun to play into. And also feeling very likely that Chovy is going to have to go for a blind pick here. So doesn't want to get hit with a Sylas counter pick. So I imagine Broken Blade's champion does come through, and it is the Galio.
Oh, yeah, Galio top?
Really the type of lane where you are just looking to absorb the punches.
I mean, here...
just adds more safety.
What would they pick? Would they pick, like, Victor mid?
And a nice setup for G2 in the sense that Ornn and Galio
or are you afraid
both away
of too much AP? But I mean, I feel like if you're picking Vi...
Put in a position where couldn't take everything off the board. More AP, more
dude, yeah, I mean, G2 has like 0 damage team comp.
Better position to just pull the trigger and force these fights with this Aurora.
Wonder what Ruler wants to go towards here. I've seen this man be known for many an AD carry, but not necessarily quite as diverse as some of his opponents.
You don't believe this, right? I'm not alone.
I'm not believing it.
No.
It's the Jhin. Okay, so utility, and this is a classic combo, iconic combo over years of League of Legends. Jhin, Rumble together, lay down the carpet, fall up with the curtains.
Playing Jhin into Wukong though. That's definitely something that is very scary as the Rise comes
through.
So even more ability to impact side lanes, and I gotta say, I think it's kind of a smash hit from G2 again. Matchups are feeling good, but most importantly, Gen.G are not really gonna have a choice but to play very, very aggressively, very far forward into Galio, into a kiting back Senna, and into a Tom Kench. And given how the early game of game number 1 played out, I think Gen.G with this drop is
smile.
Try and secure early leads. This would have been game 1. I think we would have been a lot less doubtful, but
dude,
G2
what?
Game 1 performance like that makes me wonder how this second draft is going to play out, Dracos.
Some weaknesses from the expected tournament favorite. Does
really 0 career games on Ziggs and Draven, what a talent.
Once again, they've managed to put themselves in a position where Caps.
Who are you rooting for? Marco? I was kind of rooting for Gen.G, but that's because I'm feeling sick and I want to go to bed. But hey, man, G2 pull it off, dude. I mean, that's gonna make the lose bracket really scary, though.
And of course, while you're watching the action unfold, keep an eye out for exclusive drops just for tuning in to MSI.
If you guys want predictions, our game time, okay? I think it's gonna be over or under 30 minutes. 30 minutes and over, or 29 minutes and under.
Just let it be the G2 fans making away like bandits today so far.
And we see Gen.G They've been in deficits before, in series, even in the most recent one, but I imagine they got to be reeling at least a little bit from the uppercut thrown out by Gen.G, or G2 rather, in that game number 1.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The Jin pick is so
Definitely not the
weird.
expected result. Again, clean 3-0. Was a bit of the expectation is some aggressive level 1 trading here.
That's a level 1 Alistair.
Vulnerable target. Has gone glacial, so some solid production, but of course, reminder, Gen.G, LCK first seed, and all this stuff, all this information is important. Chovy eating minions.
What the fuck?
Canyon in his
What the fuck was that?
You asked for that, didn't think it would be so creepy.
It's good, you know. He just every minion he can find, and in game number 1, clearly not enough. As Gen.G, the top half obviously unchanged from last year. Ruler Enduro replacing Pace and Lahens. Ruler swapping sides with Pace, of course, currently on JDG, where he was last year. Duro coming in hot from Liv Sandbox. And
yeah, but
number 2, the early
G2 has like 0 damage.
Going to be a really big deal. There
it's
is,
so weird.
A good amount of counter engage for G2, but I do think that compared to game number 1, the spikes feel like they will naturally come in way later. Obviously, Wukong spikes well on 6, and there are some capabilities if you get the early CC chain with the Realm Warp.
I'm gonna die before the series ends, dude. Thanks, Gen.G. You're gonna get me killed live on stream. Hey, it'll be content, though.
But both Ryze and Senna generally do need a good amount of time.
Duro?
Earlier here. Duro needs to be a little careful.
Very close. Of course, Lebrov has already stacked up 3 of an acquired taste. Ruler not quite going to
okay.
Connecting onto Doro. Find the knock.
What is happening? Lebrov just went in.
Healing. Tahm Kench base stats are incredibly powerful early, but that 4-shot from Ruler, extra healing coming in, will be traded for the barrier.
Okay.
So 2 summoners to 1. Gen.G, nice little early trade.
If Lebrov hits that W, might have been a different look, but Ruler is able to sidestep it. But I do think this is the type of lane where you're expected to just kind of hang back anyway. Jin, obviously, very strong. In the laning phase, as Chovy, as expected, on this Aurora, particularly with the Electrocute, going to be feeling really good early. Once Caps get to the point where he can just power clear these waves, going to be a lot easier for him, doesn't really have to interact nearly as much as both junglers this time around, pathing towards the same side of the map, but don't necessarily think that there is too much to be done. These trades, though,
okay,
go in the way of Gen.G, but nothing too crazy. I also don't know if you really want to risk trying to go for a dive. It looks like Kane at least is going to threaten it.
Broken Blade keeping pressure on the top side. Well highlighted, Chronicler. A lot of...
Hey, we're getting teleports mid? Dude, what in the fuck, man?
It wasn't clear to me if he was spotted or just a bit of a predict with the pings coming out from G2. But similar to last game, pretty controlled early on. Unsurprising given the junglers. Broken Blade much more comfortable in the early stages of this matchup on the top side than he was in the previous one. Now
they're not gonna dive this, are they?
Looking to re-dive. Knock up there onto Hans. Q4.
Wow. Whoa, that worked so clean.
Make it look easy. And it's a nice commitment from Canyon. Lets one wave go by. Skewmon leaves, he comes again.
Oh, that's pre-6 Wukong, though. Not quite the same amount of power. Keen is a little low, though.
Careful to get his damage out before he overheats. The taunt, solid. Good damage.
Okay.
Safety. Broken Blade chunked out.
Uh-oh.
Quite fall, but those minions doing a hell of a lot of damage. Keen.
Canyon's on his way. He still has flash.
No.
Oh, Canyon.
He might just want to
yeah, but Broken Blade has flash too.
Justice punch out. Able to make it through.
Hans didn't flash? No, he couldn't.
G2 in the first sequence of play, not
he was like comboed.
Just looks so effortless.
Yeah, look at this. Like he didn't get a chance to do anything.
Taken low thanks to the root connecting, but there's just too much CC. As you can see, the vibe's good there as the TP comes in. Canyon may be in trouble.
Canyon.
Canyon?
The knock-up. Canyon still only level 4, flashing over the wall. Knockback.
Okay, Duro.
Duro using him as a taxi to try to make it out to safety. Doesn't have the Scuttle Crab in his favor, so no extra movement speed, and he will get taken down. A nice little look from the side of G2.
And Duro dying there for the sins of his jungler.
Out engage? Yeah, he should have.
Just caught on the Raptor camp, caught off guard by the deep TP there from Broken Blade. Nicely done by G2.
He was
Good
lagging.
punish. Immediately trade a kill back.
Good that they're able to find that return kill. Skewmon gets aggressive onto Chovy. Chovy just now ticking over to level 6. A lot of resources from G2 leveraged to make sure the Caps can get a decent recall. Only has the tier thus far.
Ugh.
Broken Blade. We have the classic awkward 80 carry versus top laner matchup, although Duro's finally here.
Ruler going to be looking for the cancel.
Jin laning against Galio.
Because of the threat of Duro.
Oh, dude, this matchup is so rough, dude.
Fine for now as in he goes.
Okay.
Nice Hex Flash, good combo. Taunt is there, but he wanted to auto attack.
I mean, he has the aftershock.
Here, decent damage down onto Ruler. Now following up a quick flash out to safety. Can't afford to get hit by that fourth shot.
Nice, dude. They're punishing BB. I don't know, man.
They've got good vision on the top side, but I don't think they've spotted Canyon. So
No, I agree. I think this Jin pick is so ass.
ends up being the right call.
Like, I don't think it's good to tanky teams, and they have like what, 3 tanky members?
Rotate over, doesn't have the realm orb available, so maybe in case they do try and look for a redive, could have gone
Good for
there
Gen
before
G.
Chovy did.
Well, I hope G2 wins the next 2 games in a row.
This time around, we do see Gen G.
Dude, if it goes to a 5-game series, guys, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I can like live through that. I mean, I'm gonna be here, kind of. It just might be my corpse.
That is in place. No shot that Gen G is
Like talking and everything is like rough. And my nose, I can't breathe. I gotta breathe through my mouth, like a mouth breather.
Snowballs insanely well when you can get these early kills. About to hit level 6, and what Gen G get for their troubles is Krugs.
What are you talking about?
Gonna be feeling good about that trade.
The fuck?
They stick around top side.
I'm an intelligent individual.
They already have their bot lane there, so likely the G2 will be a wave behind. May need to concede some minions if they do want to contest that objective, but it does feel a bit awkward. We saw how important Drake stacking was for G2 to find good fights, and it's not like they lack tools to force those same fights in this game too. But everything relatively quiet. Keen, small gold lead. Ruler doing quite well given the kill. But for Hansama,
Gam took G to game 5 there for Gam, Gen G. LCP better than LCK. Oh my god. Holy shit, dude.
Where the range advantage
Why you gotta bring in gang, dude?
Much tougher. Brav will TP back to the top side, courtesy of that spell book.
You know what's the saddest part about Gang? He completed his military service. So in theory, he can keep playing until he gives up or retires. That's crazy, dude.
With the way that Caps was moving. Skewmon has the ultimate available. Slight gold lead, but the bot lane just can't move. Yeah, they're gonna...
Chovy committed to recalling, though.
Maybe look for one. Chovy does have TP.
Well, TP.
Okay.
G2 might just have to be happy with that as a consolation prize, but Skewmon's still sticking around, maybe hoping to find a steal. Hansama at least getting the souls.
Ooh, Duro.
Lock up there onto the Wukong. Chovy's all going
wow.
And down goes Skewmon. Lebrov caught in the midst of the pit. Hansama
they didn't even save him.
And it looks like Vi will fall. Canyon spit over the wall. Taken out of the pit, Hansama.
Hansama? Oh, he has to flash out. There we go. That's how you play Jin. Oh, dude, Ruler's Jin looks so much better than any other Jin.
Excuse me.
It's a flip of the fight that we
Dude, that's why is he leaving? That's like 90 gold there.
G2 not quite ready for the engage. As Duro flash engages on top of the Wukong, doesn't get the time to actually clone, and yes, Broken Blade tries to keep him alive. They trade Canyon, but if you're
when he ate Vi, I was so confused. They're saying you rarely see Tom Kent aggressively ult.
A little bit more reliant on items as G2 as Lebrov gets cooked as well. Big win there for Gen G.
We saw the same head scratch from Chovy in game 1.
Scaling.
Same head tilt, universal mid lane gesture. And I think this is concerning for the side of G2 because you can see that when they start to lose a fight, unlike the previous composition, they can't just overload with CC. And when you start to run from the Rumble Jin comp, it's not going to go well for you.
Yeah, you can't really leave, unfortunately. As Jin...
Of course, Chovy has a gold bounty.
This is another one of those games, I think arguably even more pronounced than the first game, where G2 does always have the promise of a late game that I think will be very hard to match.
Tom is a fun champion. I played Tom a lot when he was a top laner, or when you could play him top.
Get harder and harder as Skumon and Canyon gonna meet. See if this leads to anything, but I think Skumon not wanting to run the risk with Keen having prio towards the top side of the map. But it's the mid game, right? It's
yeah. True,
now that
true,
these
true.
one-item spikes are being hit, Chovy has his Leandries, Ruler approaching his first item as well. The kills
If you're
are gonna help
partially
so
blind,
much
you
with
play Tom
accelerating
Kench
these
really
spikes
well.
for Gen G. It's going to make contesting a lot harder. In the last game, we
Tom
saw
and
G2
Sona.
doing a really good job.
Dude, I mean, I played Rel jungle, like
This next
whatever
Drake fight,
supports can play
I
in
think, is
other
already gonna be a
positions.
tough
I was
ask,
really
but
good at
really
it.
it's
Like my
the
Lulu
balance
mid
where
was really
we're gonna
good.
have to see them find a way
Yo, knock this up, man.
not get blown up in that initial amount of burst that will come with the Vi, with the Aurora, and with the Jhin.
And while the Rise does have the catalyst in the context of this matchup, it's not quite the same as the amount of lifesteal that Yone brings.
And
to
Lulu
bear.
top.
So, Caps can't just get those free trades. Chovy much more
There's
tools
a
to
lot.
punish him if he sticks around too long.
But then they
Still a
keep
scaling
nerfing
option,
the
right?
other
Got the tier,
positions.
got the catalyst.
Oh yeah,
Still
Soraka
waiting on
mid.
Aroa completion. Still waiting on magic resistance from the side of Broken Blade. But Yomo's completed for Ruler. Matched by an item for Han Sama, the static shiv, to help clear out those waves.
Oh, it's classic. Yeah, baby.
Again, outside of that brief moment on the top side, it's still been a relatively quiet game.
Fifth? Is that the
30
CFO plays?
Keen has the push, in a better position to maneuver, but has no TP.
Yeah, just come to where I live.
Can either look for the TP, but obviously also being
CFO or me? Oh, CFO for sure. Knock this. Ain't even close.
You see Gen G already taking control. Duro setting up vision. Ruler looking to push out. Has his Yuma's done. One item spikes.
Dude, I'd give up sex for CFO matches, dude.
Now that's a really big spike there for Skumon. Thanks to the early kill, does get his Triforce. Caps isn't quite there yet though, and he doesn't have the TP available either. So we'll see if G2. I don't think they need to contest this dragon. I think they can hang back, but it's looking.
I mean, G2 have a scaling comp, so I don't know why they want to fight this.
TP call, TP, Galio.
Probably
immediately going to start channeling taunt here.
Oh, they missed the combo.
Finds the taunt into Duro. The stun kind of missing from the side of Ruler, doesn't connect the snare. From Chovy, G2 retreating, but they've effectively lost their top laner. And Canyon's just now arriving. The equalizer's still there. The curtain call there. They got two ultis. But not much else to show for it as the equalizer. Canyon rooted up for a moment.
That Rumble was kind of ass.
And the extended fight plays so well around their cooldowns.
And G2 knowingly taking a risk there with
Choosing game over people? Well, yeah.
Trying to go for a play elsewhere on the map.
Come on, root for Gen G louder.
We called it the risk before, and now
I'm not a curse, okay? Listen, my prediction's coming right.
Starting to get bigger, 2K now. And the early dragon also going their way. And not only that, no flash and no TP on Broken Blade is going to give a big window for Keen and Gen G to make a play towards the Herald. Spawns in about a minute and a half.
Noctis is CFO versus T1. You know how hype that is? Can't wait to see CFO beat T1, dude. That'd be so exciting.
That's not going to work on this Herald. And if mid lane starts falling as well, the possibility of G2 actually hitting these mid to late game either stack or item spikes on Caps and Hansama is going to be a distant dream.
It certainly is. And again, at this point, the solo laners, the Gen G have very comfortable in those side lanes. The Vi.
Okay, fuck you, Noctis. You're banned.
Along with the Jhin long range can make things really tricky when it comes to these lane assignments for G2. For now, it is still Rumble.
Sin cast bot.
Caps and Chovy matching each other wherever they can go. And Hansama, only 27 stacks.
I would be happy for you, Kevin. If yo, see, yo, Alex is a good guy, dude. Thank you, Alex. Unlike all these other assholes in my chat.
Good amount of heavy lifting there. But Chovy also has been able to, as you highlight, be involved in almost all of the plays that Gen G have found. Not necessarily the most impactful in the last fight, but it's 1-1 in Drakes. I do think that this is where G2 reaps the benefits.
Oh, look how fast Duro is.
Early on, again, playing very heavily towards these Drakes. Ocean,
I
though,
bet at Pick'em, CFO MSI winner.
I think can actually be a problem,
okay.
particularly for
Thank you, Doki.
G2,
I appreciate you too.
If you start falling behind them again, the enemy
My
starts
bad.
stacking a lot of Ocean Drakes, and you are not able to get the most out of
You're just, you know, the way you insult the teams I like. I just thought you'd be a CFO hater.
Canyon looking for a play towards mid again. Herald is up. That's going to be what the teams are playing for.
Oh. Clean from Canyon. Hansama's got nowhere to go. Turo not even needed.
Yo, Canyon, you're too good.
You talked about if Gen G have that lead, they have that lead. Almost 3,000 up. Finding that pick in the mid lane means they're gonna have first
Saw Fang
access
better than Sifla? Yeah,
this
my bad.
Herald.
You're an idiot.
Labrov not on the recon. He has to be careful about base checking. Can't just get caught out here.
Yeah, and they are going to let this one go. As we can
Where's this
see,
Kevin?
not really any cross map available, unfortunately. See if they can try
Rise
maybe
Catalyst?
a little bit of
Dude, Rise doesn't have a one completed item yet.
Skewmon.
What the fuck?
Finding Duro. Labrov making sure he can get out, but knocked backwards. Could use the Abyssal Dive to make it to safety, but again, there was no counterplay anywhere else in the map.
Okay. Finally, he bought his rod.
On top of the pick on Hansam in the mid
At 16 minutes, it's gonna be 26 minutes till it comes online.
That was a big grenade that found Hans, and Labrov using the ultimate finger I called there. If there was a dragon in instead of a minute 50 now, or in a minute from now, could be an angle, but
Does that kind of oof 30? Yeah, but she got nerfed. Her stacking is like really bad. It wouldn't even be 60 stacks is what we used to say. It would probably be around 45.
The Gen G backline, the TP from Broken Blade.
That's why I'm surprised they're picking it.
By Gen G. And now 2 item spikes are approaching for some of the members. See Chovy, second boss.
Yeah, it's patch, no? It's patch 15.13. I'm pretty sure that's a patch.
It's a terrifying situation when the early rapid fire cannon comes through and you can just start taking 30% for free every time you walk up in a trade. Also, when you have your support there and you still can't step.
What was the last patch?
Can be found.
Caps
Whatever. Last one.
Zooms out to safety, wants nothing to do with that.
That is Canyon showing though, so G2 could be looking for a play on Keen.
Skewmon faking.
I love the deft
Little S juke. Brav on the way down too. Can reset the tower aggro, but the wave will just get deleted.
Big thing here is that Duro's there, so the moment they spot him,
I mean, they would. I mean, he has Rumble ulti.
When Alistair is there, could completely turn it around. Ooh, this is a possibility to play towards mid. The top wave is getting demolished, and Chovy's going to get the free turret.
And what we have to remember in this context is Caps saw initially.
Can we read more, please? G2's falling off. Dude, G2's suck. Gen G's gonna win.
Did his due diligence. So
listen, they had an iffy game 1. Who cares? They're coming back.
Immediately.
They're perfectly fine.
With that fear, he has to play with that caution. And Canyon just.
It's not as fun when we can't make fun of Chovy. Not gonna lie. Well, I mean, this series wasn't supposed to be fun. It was supposed to be quick. Ugh.
Running forward. They see Chovy on the top side. They're not
huge Rumble ult.
Labrov resets the fight with the Devour.
Okay.
Gets a bit more space, but Gen G have already taken the tower.
Oh my god, Duro's going in?
The Alistair finding the angle, but they're only hitting the tankiest members.
They used all their abilities.
For a bit more damage, but now the curtains have been called. Body block there, Labrov getting low. Skewmon covering. G2 holding on for now, but they've lost priority. Oh! Ruler! Patience in the JDG logo!
OTP.
Oh my god.
OTP, look at the flank.
That Jin W. What the fuck?
2 of them.
Gen G committed so much to the midway play. Trying to get Drake might be greedy, but G2
Chovy? Oh!
Skewmon now trying to get out.
Oh! Keen! Oh my god, Ruler's jumping it too! Oh!
But it might not matter. One more bullet to come through the root, connecting Ruler so damn fast. Chovy alive as well. G2 crumble.
The G2 go for the hill carry, the double TP, but it doesn't quite work out. Gen G.
Oh yeah, my bad.
So
Ruler,
like
Jin is just built different.
Oh, Ruler.
Missile voyage there. Q. Otto.
What the fuck?
1,000 gold! That is a sated Kench, and that's not something we say
Okay,
often.
fine. Dude, as I say it, he gets killed. What the fuck? He has 1,000 gold to Tom Kench, dude. That's crazy. Dude, that Rumble ulti is pretty fucking goated.
Highlight Duro able to get a great combo together with Keen. And G2
that is actually crazy jinx, dude. Here, Duro, I think it was, yeah. Because nobody else, like, there's no Aurora ult, there's nothing. Dude, look at this. Oh!
Without any issues.
And the snipe here is disgusting.
Yeah, it's so disgusting.
Everything not enough. As Ruler with a deadly flourish finds him. As that we've all been there. Jin W in particular can be such a tricky one to block as well, because you see with the Jin shots.
Why does he look so tilted?
Teams are able to, but that W.
That's tough. And you can see Lebrov frustrated with himself.
Oh,
a lot of pressure.
Dude, how dare you put Duro and Gang in the same sentence? He should be banned for that.
But once you win that first game, it can start to slip away. You start to wonder, what if we can go further? And now Lebrov with a lot of kill gold. That is as production is highlighting here, that is a sated Kinch coin paste gold grind, as Cube just barely not going to hit, but now it's Hansama.
Oh, Hansama.
Who's getting picked in mid lane. Duro taking his sweet time trying to find more. Toby is there. G2 just wanted a couple of creeps, and it might cost them their lives. This time they're playing it safe though. Ruler, you know he's thinking about it. One more deadly flourish, perhaps.
I thought he was gonna get another kill.
Doesn't have the info, doesn't have the ward over the wall this time, so not just going to waste the cooldown. But that's disastrous for G2. Again, in the fights, we've seen Gen G are playing better, but also they're catching G2 in the setup.
Let's never draft scaling again. We can't scale.
They're able to
Well, they
find
don't.
those little advantages.
It's weird because, like, I don't know why they're fighting like so much.
Level of control towards the top side, so they can just keep.
Like, Caps is still working on his second item.
Also, almost getting caught.
Like, you know what I mean?
The rural spot there, and they do have the tools to keep him alive, obviously, with that Kench, with the safety that someone like Broken Blade can provide as well. But even look at the jungle, they just can't go anywhere. They can't clear these waves.
Someone has 46 stacks or 45 stacks, dude. That's crazy.
Gen G with that ward in the river spotted so many members.
Oh, Caps
should be fine.
Oh,
to flash out.
Yeah.
Gen G happy with just that cooldown, and again the vision control. They spotted
strongest champ is Tom Kent. He has Heartsteel.
Response from G2 is good though.
He doesn't have a single stack on it, but he has it.
Together with Skewmont is able to regain a semblance of control, setting up some vision here, trying to ensure that this Otacon, which surely is going to be the next objective, unless Gen G want to play more heavily towards that possible soul point on Ocean Drake, it's going to be found. But now Gen G making their way back over. And again, G2, we always talk about what is the stack situation. And I have bad news. I don't know if you've taken a gander yet.
Dude, Duro's playing really well.
But Senna just now getting close to 50. Not where you want to be.
Not at all. And it's the struggle of this game, right? Senna champion where if you have a lead, if you're playing against a melee support.
They're not throwing at Otacon. Yeah, dude, I don't know what the fuck that was. Was game one was just a warm-up game? Was Gen G like, hey man, we needed to warm up.
Getting close.
We didn't get scrims. Can we get a scrim with G2? Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they thought this was a scrim, like a stage scrim, and they're like, oh yeah, they were scrimming on stage. Oh yeah, that's cool, man. And then after game one, they lost. Like, oh well, you know, scrims, we'll go back and review. And the coach is like, what do you mean scrims? Dude, this is an official match. And I was like, oh shit, you know? I guess we gotta lock in. No, but honestly, like hindsight's 2020. But we should have predicted game one or a game to go over to G2, just because. Aww, King.
CC there, Skewmont about to fall, tries to get out before he gets burnt to death. From Lebrov. But it's Otacon in the meantime, an easy pickup for
No, because Gen G always plays poorly after a long break.
Jovi.
Like they need time to ramp up.
Flash there from Keen, given that there's a Tom Kench standing right next to the target.
Like we see at Worlds, right?
Canyon.
Oh.
Ruler with almost 3 items.
What the fuck?
Coming through, but Hansama still living for an extra moment. Flash.
Okay.
Hits his mark, finds his man.
Gen G. Ooh, dodging.
Uncontested. Fourth shot.
Oh my god, they do so little damage.
Wukong delivered. The Broken Blade out of mana. They can't find the engage. And out comes the ulti. It's Jovi on the side. Getting shot like fish in the barrel.
Duro's trying to help him so hard. Holy shit, Gen G's playing this fight so clean.
So much damage. Skewmont tries to get something back. He has an extra moment, but the knockup is there from Duro, and down he goes.
And G2
am I wrong for thinking you either pick Senna or Rise? I'll pick both.
Maybe this is the opportunity to get back in this game. Denied assault.
I don't think it's
Gen G obviously
wrong.
invest everything towards the top side of the map, but
I mean, I'd have to see. I feel like people have done that. But I don't think the Galio makes sense, you know? Senna, Rise, and Galio, it's like...
business into his own hands in this game number 2.
And look at the difference in a game.
Like, I feel like you have zero, like, lane pressure.
Ways to start fights. Ways to fight on their terms.
And this call, I think, is made because LeBron doesn't have the ultimate available, right? So immediately.
Well, because they're trying to fight, and Rise Caps can't get his items. It's so weak.
They can stall for a good amount of time, but the fact that Chovy gets.
I didn't see the draft order, but Galio makes sense this map. Yeah, but with Rise and Senna, I don't think so. No, Galio is good into Rumble. I understand that. I don't really agree it's good with Wukong.
But into Jin in particular, don't get to do that as Duro finds the free man combo. But I think at that point the fight already done. Right, the moment that Jin comes down, I don't think there's any getting out. As
Rise last pick was ass.
Chuckle there from Ruler. This game.
Yeah.
He's again a pick.
Again looking for the option onto Duro.
Okay, Duro. He's dead.
Lock into the Iron Solari used. Duro will fall.
Oh, you got to pull the trigger on.
Oro's great to Rise. Oh, okay. I mean, if that's the case then. The Rise pick. Yeah, I can see why Rise would be bad. I just think, like, you know, you have Senna, Tompkins, Galio.
Looks like they don't want to take the risk either.
Like, you're just like, let's push the Pussyo. What the fuck? Oh!
But Ruler just cannot miss in this game. Skewmon called out, knocked down, fakes the stealth, but Canyon's not falling for it. Knock up there on Ruler, maybe it can be the
Caps who has to do the Ruler's so fast.
LeBron buys him an extra moment, but Canyon's already there. Caps running for his life, but it's just
wow.
Not enough.
Dude, Ruler Jin is actually so strong.
It is Ruler free firing.
He died once. 12-1 on the Jin, despite the attention paid in G2. Try and look for any way.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in terms of team comp. Because, like, it's such a late game scaling team comp, right? I feel like most teams just know how to, like, push.
It's just so much damage. Armor penetration not really even there outside of the baseline lethality coming in from the Omus. Baron now as well on a team with the Rumble and the Jin. G2 want time. They want stacks and they need space to do it. And I don't think it's space that Gen G are going to give them.
As this play starts off with Hans getting caught, only level 13. And they do immediately turn onto Chovy. With Skewmon already getting blown up, no value. I think they really needed the Cyclone, because if they have a little more damage here to get on top of Ruler, actually CC him, that might have been the difference maker. If they get him, it could be something, but instead...
Another fight. Equalizer.
That's kind of ass.
Long range route coming in from Ruler. Follow up from Duro. Broken blade.
I mean, oh.
Goes golden.
Tompkins has ult, right? Oh, almost.
Him, but you use that ulti, you know it's easy pickings for Canyon in the next fight.
Game 5? I don't think it will, but if it does...
Pushing. Yeah, Chovy is pushing. It's just 4 members. Chovy denying so much gold. Set to get this tower for free. The 3 grubs they secured earlier in the game, but G2 know they need a Hail Mary. They need a desperation play. Flash forward from Caps. Root under.
Wait, they're fighting this?
From Hansama. He might be vulnerable on the backside, but all that matters is killing this AD carry. G2
wait, Jin's down.
But now it's Chovy in the fight.
It's a 4v4. Wow. So strong. Yeah, dude, this Rumble's doing so much damage. Ooh, quadra kill. That would have been penta if Rumble didn't take one of the kills.
And G2 with the TP, with the Realm Warp, they do find a Ruler, but unfortunately the game has destabilized to the point where it just doesn't matter. Keen is toasting them 10 stacks dark, still safe for
3 AM here.
Who does join, seeing his AD carry
dude,
fall. There's just too much AoE damage.
It's 9 or 10 PM or 10 AM here, dude.
The Inips falls, and we're about to
it's gonna be rough.
That we are. Gen G.
And then also, the day CFL plays, that's 2 BO5s that one day. That's gonna be
potentially giving a chance for G2 to come back. 13K, a confident victory lap. in this game too from Gen G, and you mentioned it before. Feels like 15 minutes ago, G2 threw that first Hail Mary. They've been praying ever since. Well, they found one or two angles. It's Gen G with the picks, the better setup, and we're reminded what.
Oh, after the series done, dude, I'm gonna pop like medicine or whatever. Go to bed. I was gonna say pop some pills, but then people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, we see Ruler, despite the fact that sometimes Jin,
he took that Boris damage stat from last game personally. Yeah,
really did.
Doesn't even have penny, just went shield bow.
Yeah,
respect.
Broken Blade, unfortunately, still
NyQuil, yeah.
Really take too much of a beating because of the state of the gold. Now Gen G 2 inhibs down.
I honestly don't know what got me sick.
And this one with as little
because I haven't really interacted with anyone recently, right? Because MSI, I haven't really gone outside. Man, it's like weird. I had a weird sleep schedule. I have ginger tea. Maybe no sunlight. Maybe. I only been outside at night.
That's Canyon waiting off to the side. Happy to trade his ultimate for Lebrovs if he needs to.
Ooh, let's go. Oh. Ooh, Galio wasn't that bad. Dude, they have like 0 damage. They're just like getting killed. Yeah.
Ruler untouched, undaunted, unfazed by a single loss. Gen G, one final moment, taking their time. Skewmon desperately trying to make the difference with the base in tatters in front of them.
Yeah, ginger tea or NyQuil. I'm gonna have to go look for it. I know we have some, but I don't remember where. EU Omega LOL.
Definitely been one of the most criticized members on his team, but in this one, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of ammo because that Jin performance, absolutely ludicrous. Duro as well, the Alistair, proving both as a pick away as well as a bona fide team fight tool. NG2.
Watching Chucky's KDA.
Dream of scaling was, I think, dashed pretty quickly. As
hopes and dreams died out pretty fast.
1-1, but that means we still have a possible 3 games left, Dracos.
Possibly.
But
possibly. I think they might have awoken the beast.
Possibly.
Shocks, analysts, what do you guys think?
I think that Ruler connected definitely in that game. The man was an absolute menace. What a clinic he couldn't miss.
Yeah, and I think we're back to our originally envisioned Gen G whooping. That's what we expected coming in, and it looked rough. Now, a fan gave me to like this here.
A fan.
Flag.
Did they have a fan?
Yes, an amazing fan. They envisioned this was gonna happen.
That's interesting. You didn't wear a G2 on after day 1, game 1.
Yeah, that's weird, Raz.
That's I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that in the middle. But we gotta sing the praise of Gen G. I think everywhere.
Dude, I hate that the podcast is called Euphoria.
Early game, because when we were watching it, we saw there are some skirmishes here that could actually go G2's way, but it was Gen G who got those small increments and then absolutely ballooned their gold lead.
The gold graph is a perfect.
Raz trying to be. Dude, I love Raz.
It wasn't in the early game where they found those massive explosive fights. It was like death by 1,000 cuts. They would slow.
Dude, this video, watching this video reminds me of the good old days when there's hope. Back when Europe wasn't a laughing stock. I love this video. I do too. 2018, 2019, 2020. Those are the good old days, dude. Whoa. Oh. Look at Perks.
G2
11-0-4 Perks. What the fuck, man?
2 teams, one from NA and one from EU, each striking down all of their opponents to arrive right here in this moment against each other in the biggest.
I love Prime Perks, dude. He's one of the goats.
Imagine.
What, dude? Such a cool guy? Dude, the fact that he had to say he's such a cool guy. Oh, no, he is a cool guy. Oh. Oh.
Look at Caps! He's done everything! And Sneaky falls! A massive quadra kill for Caps! This will be 2-0! And Fnatic are a single...
I don't know, we just need a new generational talent. Dude, I love this guy, dude. Oh,
looking to knock it down in the 5v3 to get those last few kills. A desperate engage and a shutdown on the Cap. A few more seconds spot. But look at the blade caller. It's everyone dead. Fnatic are the kings of the West, and they will represent in the World Final. Double away. 4v4 in this bottom part of the map. TP available.
oh my god, ruler! I forgot. Poor JJ, dude. Let's go, boys! I miss Shizuke, dude. That guy's so funny, dude. Ugh, I miss that shit, dude. I miss that shit.
It was free. It was a free shot.
Dude, that shit was so hype back in the day.
Like the level of confidence he had, and I mean, how can he not? When you're rocking 12, 13 kills at the end of that game, I mean, the exciting part for me is that something you said to me, Shox, was you didn't feel bad.
Oh, Cowboy Shard.
And as a massive EU fan, it's hard to feel bad when the series is 1-1 right now. We kind of leveled the playing field. It's now a best of 3, and historically, best of 3 versus Gen G and G2, not the best record for G2. But it's exciting to see now what the teams.
Yeah, that I don't know, man. That G2 Serum team.
A strong G2, and I imagine G2 is looking to go to the blue side and shake things up.
They're on blue.
That team was so fun to watch, dude.
It gives us a lot to think about. Thank you two so much.
It's like they had something special, dude. I miss Prime Perks, dude, when he had like aura and was just like a difference maker. I don't know. I just kept watching him play because I was like, dude, this guy cannot have fallen off this hard, dude. Like, he's too good to have fallen off that hard. Oh, Yankos is like the GOAT jungler for E or the West. The fuck is that thing? Is that like... What is that? Is that like LeBlanc or some shit? Fuck... What? What champion is that? Okay, Doki, you're banned. Is it Morgana? Oh, Morgana ult. Okay. Yeah. No, I completely forgot this champion exists, dude. Yeah, the Q, the W, E, okay. And the ult with the chains. Dude, I completely forgot the champion existed. Brock's better than Yankos? Yeah, that's fake. Yankos is the best Western jungler. The only other jungler that would come close to his level would probably be like X-Smithy from NA. Oh, I gotta run some ads. I completely forgot. I mean, Yankos is also another one that I'm like, fuck, man. I wish he would keep competing at tier 1. Washed? Maybe. I mean, dude. I don't know. Oh, H2K Yankos is so good. Dude, that H2K team, dude, if Forgiven wasn't so toxic, oh, they would be so good, dude. Unfortunately, Forgiven's mentally ill and unable to function in social settings. Just Greek? Oh, okay. I don't know, I really like Forgiven, but his last split was like, the fact that he benched himself because the team wasn't willing to work hard enough to be his level, I was like, dude, that's so cringe, dude. Shut the fuck up. Play the rest of the split, don't bench yourself like a pussy. Dude, there's MKOI. G2 ain't doing shit. MKOI? I mean, what else is there? Best top lane in the EU? Greatest player of weak size visits Chachi? Yeah, I feel like Afari would be better. But even then, like, wouldn't like players like Soaz, Wonder just be better? Yeah, King of Weekside would probably be Soaz, no? The king of the dog champs. Oh. He's only Hungarian? I don't know their nationalities, dude. I don't know European nationalities. Best NA top lane was Huni. Dude, Huni fell off so fast. He had like 3 good years.
Let me throw it down to the ground, make them turn around, and then duck and run.
Trying to think. Best NA players are Koreans? Well, no. There's also Europeans like Jensen, Bjergsen. Oh. What the fuck is this? I don't have the same confidence. Ugh. It's a full shit.
Frustration
Yeah, but still not much homegrown talent. Oh yeah, for sure. It's like double lift. And then it starts to like fall off pretty hard. You have to go like the Afro move or some shit.
With confidence in game 2, and as we approach game
Blabber
3,
maybe?
enter champion select powered by Omen and HyperX. The doubt begins to settle
Yeah.
in. G2 now on blue side. We'll see what they can do.
Always love to see me some cosplay. As
I had no idea what the fuck that thing was.
Game number 3.
Was it like Yumi or something?
Even Gwen, Ari.
Voy boy? Yeah, you're fucked. Yeah, Po Belter? Yeah, you're fucked.
Even with the Vi taken away. Nothing too shocking there. TF going to remain high on the ban list as well. And with Fearless, we've already seen, this is kind of when things start getting weird. This is when the comfort picks.
Yeah, then you have to be like Medios or some shit.
The Talia as a final takeaway, I think, very solid. Even with Vi and Zinza already gone, I think the pick just offers so much. And that is a B1 Victor to come through here for Caps.
The first time we've seen Victor at MSI thus far. Of course, the 16th game G2 have already played on this stage. Only the 3rd for Gen G. But not necessarily the proactive playmaker.
Alfari retired too early. He shouldn't have gone to NA. And he also had really unlucky teams.
From the previous philosophy, looking to enable another.
Towards the end, he started chasing the bag.
Forced a blind pick against Chovy, and they give away a powerful combination, reliable engagement.
Yeah, right. You have to go sneaky.
So much more impactful than the Braum, and this time the Nautilus to follow.
And the big thing is that Braum is gone. That's one of the picks you always see into it. You can also look for maybe a lane combined with Renata. That's been another very successful angle, but Ezra gets locked in. I don't think that's what we're going to be seeing.
He didn't really do too much.
Playing for safety. A lot of poke already available here, and the Rel is the one of the few
support is so
easy. Is going to come
I mean, Alfari or Alphabu would be my second NA GOAT.
Just blinding that, definitely a really powerful thing. When you also now already with just that pick have such good setup for MF, which is something we always look towards because let's be real, I've seen a lot of MFs. A lot of them have not looked so great outside of laning. You know, it feels really good when you're on lane and you're just
the early game.
You're shooting bullets. You're making it rain.
Yeah.
Then you get out of lane and you just kind of get buffed. Oh boy.
That's a Keen Sante. If you've missed it somehow, if you've lived under a rock, this is a pretty good champ for Keen. Something to be feared, most certainly. Something the G2 are going to have to respect. But also important to note about the Rel, incredible comfort.
He was coaching BB last year. He stopped. BB got worse. Yeah, I don't know if he's still coaching, but yeah, I mean, Alfari would probably be the best lane coach you can get.
But does get that comfort pick. See if he can make it work into Ruler and Doro this time around. As
really been an Afro move.
Topside blind pick for Gen G. Happy to just have something stable for Keen. Already got to show off on that Rumble.
Yeah, Trundle makes a lot of sense. It's exceptional both.
Your Smoothie got bullied by Piglet, dude.
Xante, taking away a lot of tankiness. And having the ability to just interrupt the ultimate without too much of a hassle, very valuable as well. Would think that Canyon is going to be looking to pick up a champion here on R4. As we do see the Akali as, I like that a lot actually, as a counter pick into the Victor, going to be taken away.
All I'm saying is someone out there said lock-in talent, and I would love.
King Sante. Wow, 15-minute queue, 3-second cooldown.
Owners at the tournament.
Dashes through walls.
With Tarzan for Zed, you know, we got the whole slew of fun jungle picks. I don't know if that what's Canyon is going to pick that.
Probably.
I think you could do the, what's it called? The Showmaker coffee pasta.
Cassante in Italy is a combo that Gen G has played a million times.
I don't play League, but it's I guess.
I wonder if that's going to be the ban away here, or they're going to go for something.
Kevin is hungover. Dude, I'm just sick. It hurts to talk.
That's a good matchup.
Banning away the Poppy.
Taken away.
Yeah, of course, trying to limit what Skewmont can bring. Perhaps
I wish.
Yeah, it's really good at Cassante.
MSI, yeah. With the Sundered Sky. In the debate from G2.
If I was with baddies yesterday, you don't think I'd be baddies today?
What is R4 going to be? It's the Silas taken off the board. Gen G still with the luxury of counter pick. Can go for one of the higher prior jungles or dig deeper into Canyon's champion pool.
Yeah, basically two options there. Either you pick the counter pick for Chovy, but he has been known to go for really, really crazy stuff. Maybe with this though, could just be
What, JDG?
Oriana and like a Neferi.
Yeah, JDG.
Jarvan, I think
It was like JDG versus Gen G or some crazy shit like that.
Into the Victor ability to just lock him
It
down,
wasn't fucking
guarantee
G2 versus
and
Gen
Jarvan,
G.
combined with MF, I think is something that always you're going to be generally be feeling
Or
pretty good about.
JD versus VLG or whatever, right? Like, it was like a hype matchup to watch the super team perform. Could have watched it with the girl? No. Because then she started asking questions and I would lose my fucking shit. What are they picking? What's that champion? Who's doing what? Why are they playing? Who's that?
Cassante finds a way to get kill pressure, finds a way to set you up.
I just feel like there's no way she would be giving you head while you watch League. Yeah, that's not a fucking like, you know, that's a vibe killer. So, what are you gonna do tonight? Oh, let's watch MSI.
Locking in the J4, and what you said about the lockup onto the Victor just as true for the MF and the Oriana. G2 looking to assemble a little combo of their own.
Yeah, like that a lot. You also have the combo with Gnar.
Copium.
Set up for him. Get big
yeah,
ultimates.
let's get some Copium in there.
Same for the Victor. And
no way you pick Lee Sin here, right?
Delivery system, but it's one that we've seen Canyon obviously have incredible performances on. Was banned in the previous game as well.
And how many times today did we watch back that flank where he just comes around the Baron pit and gets the 4-man kick? I mean, confidence.
A guy recorded his fucking his girlfriend watching EDG.
Jarvan, all of the damage.
Yeah, but he probably either paid for it or it's photoshopped or fake AI, whatever, dude.
Champion that we've always said scales with player skill. Well, Canyon certainly one of the best there is. See what he can do in this early game.
Honestly, I think G2's comp is probably better.
At the draft as a whole here. I think G2, when it comes to the team fighting, it feels somewhat reminiscent of what we saw in the previous game, where I think that the tools are there, but there are some prerequisites when it comes to spikes, right? Again, we need to really.
That shit wasn't fake. I know, but maybe he paid her.
I think his one spike is fine, but it's not nearly as strong as in the math, right? There's a reason why this pick has been highly prioritized. It's because very early on, you're able to get control, get that mid wave, get that burst going, while also being really impervious with the strut. As well as the shield from generally that BTS
pick Teemo? Fuck you.
Well, that's just too adorable. Now you have to.
That's not adorable.
It's fine. We get to game 5.
Someone has to pick Teemo.
R5 Teemo, baby.
Only one person can do it. The other team's gonna be bad people. They don't do it.
Picking Teemo? No.
I thought it was the trophy. Really? You have to worry about disappointing that adorable little girl. Here we go.
How about everyone wearing a hat as well?
Yeah.
Support for
Teemo. A lot of Teemo enthusiasts. But here we are. Series tied. Game 3. Come on, Vancouver, give it up. G2 versus Gen G.
Let's go, Gen G.
Now we can calm down. No, I don't think anything's going to happen. But with Jarvan and Lee Sin.
Yo, Kale, what's up? How you doing? Dude, I'm surprised how Shinshin hasn't been like permabanned or deleted off the internet.
Spotted out there.
Doro.
Oh, Ion, what's up?
Crazy. We do see Hansama also going for the
Canceling without skins?
With the Oriana ball just gets the scout out.
I don't know Victor well enough.
The ward on red buff, ward on blue buff.
Fuck have you been? I got banned off Twitch for a bit. Took me a while to get my account back.
Where their opponent is going. Now Lee, when it comes to damage and early skirmishes,
and then also like get permission to stream.
A complete menace to deal
with. I got it back now, right?
Any early 2v2s, any early 3v3s, the mobility in jungle fights is crazy. When it comes to the ganking power though, you take Jarvan. I think any day of the week that flag and drag starting level 2 could see.
Jarvan's so good here, yeah, that's what I was saying. I thought G2's comp was actually pretty good.
Start on the top side exactly because of what you said.
Your reports work? It was for copyright, yeah.
Is the bottom lane, but perhaps instead looking to leverage the level 2 spike, does have vision.
You win the 1v1.
Okay.
You absolutely do. Oh, he's so low.
Oh.
Okay. Ooh. Feels like a bit of divine intervention to keep Sumon standing there.
But he doesn't have smite.
Wow.
Canyon does.
But it resets. I mean, respect to Skumon. That was a very confident back the second you see the ward there. Assumes that Canyon has.
Where are you showing? MSI.
Level 2, so there it is, or level 1.
Damage is done.
I don't know how the
Chovy
fuck he
trying
missed
as
that
hard as he can
Q.
here, and Caps is able to trade back decently, but he just can't fight for Prio this early on against the Orianna. So
Yeah, it's all fixed now. It's all fine. I can stream the rest of yeah, MSI. I told you they didn't put my name down. So I got banned for copyright for MSI tournament, but they added my name. Oh wait, we went for the old overlay.
Full engage.
Okay.
From Duro. Nice additional damage on a ruler. They're going to get the cleanse. Labrov not sticking around too long. Positive trade. The G2 bottom lane looking to keep the pressure up.
And they just want to ensure that they have the opportunity to roam, right? Even if Labrov doesn't actually go over, just threatening is very big as Chovy actually forced it back here. So Caps is going to get
Name on like the announcer for this season as costume? No. They didn't put my name on the announcement, so I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, why is my name on the announcement? They said like, oh, it's there, don't worry. Like, you're approved. I was like, oh, okay, and I got banned. And I'm like, okay, never mind, you weren't approved.
Pretty conservative route.
You are now.
Canyon gonna get 3 quadrants of the jungle more or less early on. Only the
Old overlay means 0 overlay, yeah.
Skewmon having the crab and may be able to steal another blue buff of his own, but should still be woefully behind in experience as Broken Blade is locked up. Wants to go mega, but luckily able to hop out to safety. Ooh.
Yeah.
Keen. Keen, level 4. Labrov taking his time.
Oh!
Back into the wall.
Oh, I think Keen fucked up. I mean, LeBron fucked up more, but...
I don't think he expected to be caught by the edge of the Pathmaker, but this is, I mean, this is the thing about Kazante.
The moment that the Q doesn't actually work out, you can't go in with the W, but Labrov gets dragged back into the turret. And that's
yeah, it's all sorted now.
What happened was, obviously, Gen.G, again going for this swap. Immediately having Ruler and Duro show on top side, which for Broken Blade, again, is going to be...
Yeah, they only approve huge co-streamers.
You want to be in that 1v1, want to try and use that range advantage, but in the 1v2, especially as Mininar, you
and yeah, one from each org.
So much credit to Gen.G as they find yet another hook here, but their lane assignment...
So because I'm on CFO,
been solid.
They gave me co-streaming rights.
G2 consistently put in this position where they can't find optimal lane matchups as Skewmon starts to walk forward into Ruler, but again, flag and drag is all your damage.
Well, there's like rules and stuff you have to follow.
A little bit more to follow, but
yeah, I think just trying to buy space. With the wave that big, there's just no way as Hans. Okay.
Over the wall.
Oh, fuck me. God damn. Yeah, that's rules.
Quick flash over the wall looking for the setup. Gromp there to maybe body block the Sonic Wave. Labrov trying to get tricky. He knows if the Q hits, he's dead.
Oh.
Ticking. Flash. LeBron.
Wow.
Not even close, baby.
Not even close, baby.
I mean, the silver lining on a great
damn.
Cloud. Same with the Q that missed earlier for Skewmon. Q Smite gonna get the objective. Broken Blade down a bit in experience, but about to turn Mega. Keen immediately backing up.
Oh.
A lot of punching back and forth here in this early game, but them not getting the kill was actually a big deal because Gen.G invested pretty heavily towards that. Giving up a decent amount of...
What are the rules? Can we say fuck? Yeah, I say fuck.
So Labrov not going down there, and I think Gen.G really did think that he was already dead. Felt like they could have probably pumped a little bit more damage. But this, the shield for Labrov keeping him alive.
No, this is like general stuff about advertising and stuff like that.
I thought he was dead too.
Which I don't have sponsors, so it's not really an issue.
Not quite though, as Hansama trying to keep pressure on the top side. Duro playing incredibly aggressively in this game 3, not hesitating to burn the flash. Skeen now ticking over to level 6, puts Broken Blade in an awkward position. Gnar, yes, he's that ranged champion, but he's so short-ranged early, so it makes it easy for Keen.
Pros can't stream during live ride events? Yeah.
On the top side, but there's no immediate fault from Ruler. Wants to clear out the rest of those creeps. Broken Blade forced now to recall. And in the meantime, Canyon staying ahead only by a single camp, but so much aggressive play from Gen.G has really shut down Skewmon's ability to interact with the map at all on Jarvan. Champion who needs to get it done as Labrov finds the Shattering Strike, Aftershock proc, so mitigates the follow-up damage. Not much of a return from Gen.G, but for a brief moment they have some pressure on the top side.
I mean...
as long as Hans isn't friend,
it kind of looks like G2's Bali is doing better.
Able to consistently fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of small stuff.
I think G2 definitely went a little bit too crazy as Ruler.
Oh,
okay.
Ow.
Trying to look at the knockback.
Okay.
Hansama continuing to step up.
What's going on here?
A lot more damage back.
Wow.
Look at Jarvan.
Skewmont moving through.
Oh, Canyon's here too.
Level 6. Takes his time. Back steps. EQ through.
Oh.
Canyon not going for anything too stylish.
Find Wonder for seeing too much WoW.
Slowed down Skewmont.
I don't remember that.
Is ahead in XP. The Jarvan, the champion that really needs to get these ganks. Hasn't been able to find anything, but Canyon may have just found the one.
Okay.
Skewmont. He doesn't flash.
Skewmont.
Instead.
Oh, you're forced to flash out.
And this is brutal from Gen G. It doesn't look like much. It's only a 500 gold lead, but they're just shutting down all the avenues of attack that G2's composition can bring to bear.
Well, the big thing is, again, G2 is always left responding, right? So it's Gen G going for these aggressive plays.
When they're playing WoW Classic?
As you
oh.
3 minions every single wave. It slowly becomes these big leads, something that Gen G have really relied on. And no kills.
Okay.
Yet the gold lead keeps on growing. As for now, G2, again, the thing I want to see them improve from game number 1 is do not fall for these early fights. I do think
no, they can, but there's like rules around it.
As well as the Ezreal, but you need to be very, very careful.
Like, you can't talk about competitive games and advertise competitive games or whatever.
So much burst available as Duro looking for another play.
X-Flash.
Which I probably shouldn't say that League sucks.
Just on the edge of tower range. Hansama looking for an extra second here. Ruler, full chance. But it's Canyon on the way in. Hansama, there's no way out of this one. Ulti across, trying to get something back. Canyon just kicks him into the wall.
Wow.
Knocks
Easy.
him down. First blood for the side of Gen G.
And there, Duro again over the wall, finding a big play, sets it up, and Hans, because of that, doesn't have the ability to even thin out the wave. So Canyon can just walk in, and I've seen many of Canyon's teams.
Yeah, we have a lot of random emotes now.
This isn't generally a champion that you see go for farm. The cross map is good. The dragon gets taken, and G2 do keep control of that 100% first dragon rate.
And one of the criticisms
Hopefully I get over this cold soon.
Both share with their respective expectations is jungle support synergy, right? Canyon and Duro not always on the same page. Some moments of brilliance, to be sure. But this game, doing everything.
Oh yeah, dude. Thinking of it of his LEC match. Yo, Pro V was so funny, dude. Why the fuck? Did they not kill each other?
Instead it's a single kill.
They're playing really safe.
3K gold lead in the previous games. G2 was always able to grab that first Drake, even if they had to concede the grubs.
I honestly don't know why G2 are playing so passive. I think they should be playing faster.
Flash available this time.
Okay, Caps.
Ooh. Sidestep with the lollipopping is good. Rob still walking forward. Just to return a bit of poke. Q3 onto Keen. Boy throws a house at him, but not so much effect as
They're standing behind him staring, makes it funnier.
A bit of info as to where Canyon is gives Broken Blade a little bit more license to play aggressive in the mini Gnar.
Looks like most of the CS late.
Dude, I wish they brought back Pro View, dude. That shit was so funny. Dude, Mickey X and Chad's like, I can type as much as I want.
Be very mindful of where Canyon is. The threat of this Lee always there. First item now approaching. Early Dragon, though, again, going over to G2 does mean that I hope that they kind of relent from what they did in game number 2, because you're again looking at a Rod of Ages. Did finish relatively early, right? We see Caps already with that in his inventory, but on Sama, it's really the 2-item spike that you want to get towards as Ezreal. Both the Triforce as well. There's a transformation to Muramana, because otherwise, into MF, the upfront burst and the DPS just isn't quite there.
Yeah. And as Ruler gets closer to the Bloodthirster.
Imagine Wonder actually put the time in unstoppable.
Hoping to find the combo. Q3 instantly deleted. Out of turret range as well.
Oh, Canyon's Lee Sin is actually.
That's a heartbreaker.
Okay.
Skewman's there. He's looking for an opportunity to keep his teammates safe, but there's just too much burst.
I don't know. I always was told that those were just exaggerated jokes. Like he actually grinded a lot.
Skewman can come in. Could have been.
It's just that when you're winning, it's funny to just like, you know, oh look, I'm so good, I can just troll and win.
Ruler's able to just shove yet another wave into the turret, and Hans will be able to pick up most of it, but it's these small
First pro I've
links
seen
now.
actually despise gameplays.
12 minutes in.
There's a bunch of pros that do it for the
Ball
money.
for Gen G as
Like, not so much for the love of the game.
but this time again,
Or they love
I'm looking
competing.
how are these Herald fights going to get played out, and are G2 going to not take the risk that they can get number one? Because this time around, I think Gen G, you don't quite have the same edge.
Dude, I mean, Gen G's slowly racking up that lead.
Obviously, MF can struggle, but Oriana keen on his Cassante.
Shockwave. Canyon was there, ready to follow up, but just going to be a bit of poke.
Here. Does he want to be?
Rob poking back. Keeping an eye, of course, on the next major objective. You said yourself 2 minutes.
Hyper compared to
Bit of vision
Pokemans.
from the side of G2 now being cleared out by Chovy.
Dude, I mean, like, you know, I'm into League, so I guess it's kind of weird.
Look at the bottom of the map. You can
Sometimes
see
I'm just like, dude, I
Ruler
can't imagine being this hyper
still opting to go
into
bot lane, but if he wants
some
to go mid,
shitty game.
pretty impossible to get him out of that lane without more support in the
Yeah, I
1v1.
did. I didn't
He's up
do
and he
channel
pushed
points
the
this
poke.
time because not many people predicted.
Caps not going to be found by that Q. Is it a false sense of security play?
Oh, a lot of people lose, not lose motivation, but they get too caught up in the fangirl stuff. I know a lot of esports players that got, you know, not ruined, but they were like, oh shit, dude, look at all these girls that are interested in me now. You don't know how to deal with it.
Be the end of him. Luckily for him, recall fully completed by Duro.
It's Ruler. Ooh, Labrov, he's here.
Perhaps a Q flash angle, but the poke doesn't want to go for it. Of course, Ruler has cleanse.
And this is the problem, is particularly on this one spike, you don't have Triforce yet, and Ruler's going to shrug off this entire amount of damage you were able to do in just a wave.
Oh my god, both mid laners got Rod of Ages. Oh, they're playing so pussy-o.
Keen. Q3 ready to go. Broken Blade. Forced to double jump there.
2 levels down.
GG are scary, bro.
That's why you're doing it? No, I wish. Yo, Chester, thank you for the follow.
D2.
Dude, I've gotten 0 fangirls for being like a CEO or like, you know, an owner or like a coach. It's players that get the fangirls. Wait, he's 2 levels down?
Mid lane where Caps is doing relatively well.
What?
Toe to toe in CS. They're just losing in Prio in so many different places. And Ezreal is supposed to be that champion that you can park him mid. He has the ulti. He has that extra range. Who can always get you close. But Ruler ahead of schedule with the BT just makes it so much easier for Gen G.
I really wanted, you know, to comment like, guys, I know everyone always says that Gen G is boring, but I swear it's not. I'm not being helped by the gameplay here, Dracos. I'm not going to lie.
Maybe for the viewer, but G2 are being tortured right now. I do not think that's very boring. This is excruciating. They're being methodically dismantled. Skewmon hoping to look for an angle here.
Femtech Drake again.
Canyon forward. Sonic wave in. Skewmon flashes
wow,
out.
okay.
Another major playmaking tool gone, and I think they might just have to concede the objective here. They have vision, they have the crab to at least know that it's happening. They saw Lee Sin go over the wall.
It just doesn't matter because Gen G have already, again, rotated their bot lane towards the top side of the map, right? So now as G2, you're not really in a position to contest this because of the mid lane play. So you are now going to rotate your bot lane back up towards that top lane, at least try and match the pressure, but that means that Keen gets the opportunity. He has TP, by the way, so even if you try to contest it while you're a member down...
Sorry, I completely zoned out for a second. Holy shit. My bad. Am I losing my mind?
Macro masterclass early on pick
It's just like glazed over. Okay, well, Gen G got a fucking Rift Herald.
LeBron maybe looks to cancel a recall here, but still really good vision from Gen G. Can't afford to step too far forward even with his team.
Yeah.
Him up and I think one of the
well, I mean, like, there's a lot of players that go through that shit that
anyone on this team can step up and carry.
aren't as public, but or might not be public, but
this game can.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge thing in the, especially in the East.
And for G2, what I'm looking towards is being able to get the flashes of both Chovy and Ruler. They're the two members that, if you're able to get their flash one way or another, even be it with a hard force play, you at
oh
least
yeah, there's that DFM player, old X player.
Threat with the Meganar. Caps maybe will be able to actually, once they're locked in, burst them down. But as long as
yeah, killing someone is fatherless behavior.
It is so hard to actually.
You're absolutely right.
So much damage on Gen G. All the carries are obviously
it was like
on the lead as well.
really weird.
While it doesn't translate
really fucked up.
huge item finish advantages outside of top lane, it's still those little
Dude,
moments are gonna matter
don't
when
yeah.
it comes to every
That's
single one
not
of
that's
these
not cool,
skirmishes.
dude. It's an actual like real life tragedy.
Safe to say, as we see even in mid lane.
There's really nothing funny to say about it.
Firing back with the red buff.
Good amount of damage.
Does more damage with those Sheen procs, but again, every time there's a creep wave, Ruler's going to heal up that little bit extra. It's Qmond, the one we need to watch.
Flash Force would be so good if you can get Chovy's. But again, Duro is just always where he needs
Dude,
to
that
be.
makes it even worse, Noko.
Chovy might still be in trouble here, but
I don't know, man. Let's just talk about the league game. Oh, dude, there's just too much drama going on in the league. It's like mostly just depressing. Oh, Duro.
Knock up there. Skewmon grabs the first.
Well, Duro's dead.
No wave yet to play on. Gen G though respond. They might not get the kill, but they get the tower. And now it's Chovy. Will walk away. I'm getting stone cold from Chovy. Good that G2 get the kill, but conceding the tower, definitely not ideal. And now Canyon, with the herald he grabs earlier, is set to break mid. Hansama has to be careful.
Okay.
Immediately tries to get out. Skewmon isolated on the side.
Skewmon gonna die?
Oh! Oh, Canyon! I don't know if that was a misclick or if that was intentional, because if that was intentional, that was insanely.
Yeah, I don't know either. It kind of looked intentional.
But it doesn't matter, because either way he got the kill.
What the fuck was that? Holy shit.
I don't know what's worse, if that was an accident or a purpose. Dracos as bot lane turret.
Do we get double cam? What the fuck?
As the map breaks open.
Can I?
And Canyon is just styling.
What do you even say? It's a double.
What is happening?
But still, he's styling like it's a regular season game.
Oh my god, thank you. Holy shit, dude, Canyon just did some disgusting, crazy gameplay.
It's worth though, as a side note, and I think that's the only criticism I have for Canyon in this game.
And now all
It could have been on purpose. I think he survived like 1 HP, right? Wow.
Going to be looking towards the Chemtech, and as mentioned, there are some games where I think Chemtech gets more value. In this scenario, with the amount of shielding, lifesteal, and a Cassante.
I don't love this metaphor, but it's apt. It's the frog in the pot of water that's slowly heating up. And I think G2 know that water is boiling now. The goal discrepancy feels insurmountable from a team that has just been surgical.
I mean, this is what I was expecting the first game as well. Veg. Night. Dude, don't say good night to him, dude.
Well, if they can get on top of 2 of the members, there's still an angle. I don't know if they spot a Keen. We see some pings. I don't think they know, but now they for sure do.
Hansama, who's been caught out. Ulti coming through for Keen. He tries to E, but he's still caught up. Keen on the chase. CC there. He's a bit squishier now, and G2 are trying to fire back. Keen over
here.
Ruler finds them in the choke. Not as much damage as I thought it'd be.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a lot more damage, but
Canyon ready to go.
couldn't really keep him in the bullet time for that long.
Keen already retreating. Still has the TP, might not have the
Unending as well. Yeah, they can't fight this.
Dude, that's crazy.
They really
That's
needed
fucked
to get the
up.
Keen there, but the rest of the team is ready.
Duro waiting over the wall just to make sure they're not risking.
How G2 win a game? You know, it's
And I really
Gen G after a long break. They always run it down. We should have predicted that. We should have known.
You're always going to be a little on the back foot. But first, let's take another look at this play, because this was kind of insane. When Canyon is there, I just don't think you can go for a play, right? Canyon's own Hans, so Ruler isn't even remotely threatened. And then he goes for the Q. I think, I'm now looking at it, he wanted to get the execute damage, and then as soon as he does, he doesn't actually get the full Q off, because he needs to arrive at his target. But it doesn't matter, because he has the backup.
Dude, even the coach like,
How are you supposed to react when you see something that disgusting? Like that was a nasty play.
Yeah, it was a really good play.
Canyon finds another alongside Chovy, and it's Caps in the meantime. Otacon backing him up, lowering some of those resistances, but he has to get the hell out. Canyon.
I mean, dude, this is like G2. This is Gen G right here. Oh, Canyon! Oh my God, Canyon! What is that? What is he doing? Dude, he's just like styling on him. He's just trying to do montage play.
Just keeps coming. Ruler in the meantime. Target. It's a shutdown for Hansama, but Chovy responds with a great kill, and Skewmon will die in the meantime. Gen G losing that game 1 must have been personal.
No.
Because they are obliterating.
League fans cannot be normal.
I want you to cast your mind back to 2019.
Oh.
Canyon back then on Damwon Gaming got absolutely obliterated by G2. And I had always thought, together with Showmaker, I had always thought that Showmaker took that way more personal. I'm not so sure anymore. After watching this,
what do you think about punt to TSW?
It's just the skirmishing. Labrov way too far out. I think they want to try and get at least a semblance of control around this Otacon. Maybe
sorry.
Play, but they just don't have the
I saw that.
The items to do anything to Canyon, and neither does Skewmont.
This is also just lease in when you have a lead. Casual, Q in, 2 autos, walk backwards.
I don't know if it helps them like win more.
Mechanics are clean, and of course does overstep a bit, but
he does still end up going down. But what they get for it,
I mean, because I thought Hero was pretty good, but then I guess towards the end they had issues with both top laners. Pun might be better than Hero and Stellar.
To the right.
Maybe they get rid of Hero for Pun. Keep Stellar because Stellar's young.
Language, you know? We know exactly what that meant.
Oh, sorry, I'm not. Dude, I have like a cold or something. It hurts to talk.
Yeah.
I've been muting my mic every time I need to cough.
This man has been taking a few waves. Little jungle tap.
I was hoping it'd be a 3-0 today so I can go to sleep, you know, get some rest, you know, try to recover. No, it's not COVID.
It's just too damn tanky. Again,
it's just like a cold.
G2 praying for a mistake, hoping to find an angle that Gen G haven't anticipated, but Gen G just have
Send still to Academy, keep Hero.
And the 2 item spikes.
Maybe.
Is Skewmont
goes in. Skewmont doesn't really have another angle, but he whoops to flag and drag out and drops down dead. And G2 no hope now of contesting the Baron when it spawns.
Yeah, if there was
it's still a minute away because it's only 23 minutes, so they're just gonna go for Otacon.
Yeah, if he got flash out of that.
Yeah, but I'd have to interact with other people for it to be a problem.
You need a crazy Baron play. Maybe
COVID 25 paces 0. I could. I really don't get sick that often, so.
Genji, third item approaching for Chovy. Third item approaching for Keen as well. Broken Blade is still sitting on 1. Just a full.
I'll probably get better soon. Is this still like, yeah, talking and shit? No. Co-stream is not the right one, but I was hoping this game would be kind of shit so I can, like, you know, ease through it, but unfortunately G2 won game 1 and Gen G, they're kind of running it.
No matter what, and some might call that bordering on delusional. That's okay. You know, you gotta.
Heard it from Shock. Sometimes you need the Delulu.
You gotta find an angle.
I'm pissing like crazy too.
2 items for Hans. Also 2 items. The problem is,
at this point, he does need. Like,
I mean, Canyon's doing like a highlight play this game.
That option's gone. So we're waiting for 4 items.
This Lee Sin has been really cool to watch.
Maybe Death Cap is enough.
Canyon.
He's 3 levels up.
Trying to sidestep.
He is 3 levels up.
Sure if he wants to throw down the Shattering Strike. If he does, probably to
I will keep hygiene. Okay, Hansama flashes. Oh my god, Dura hooked the wall. Ruler fucked. That all was so ass.
Canyon ready to body block.
Oh, the TP.
What's going on here?
Isolated on side. Broken Blade, a lot of CC.
Okay.
Be able to run him down. Flashing over. Looks like the pick on the side. Lane shut down for G2.
1.1k.
TP invested, but you'll take that. Flash used there by Broken Blade, but still, big win. Getting Chovy on the side, maybe it allows you to make at least.
I'm not sure why Chovy didn't flash or anything.
Genji unrelenting. Keen, he's just going to keep on going. No one's answering him.
G2 willing to concede, hoping to find an even fight with Keen. Not in the area, TPing back.
I really thought G2 scene comp was better,
holding on to that
but
75k gold lead.
like I thought they'd be able to do more stuff with the Jarvan ulti combo.
Ulti on the Ezreal might do a little bit of damage, but they're already being shepherded back into the pit. Ulti goes in from
That looked weird from Caps TP. Okay. Or is it Blasco or something? Okay, nice ult by Broken Blade. Oh, they still don't get Dragon. Sonic just in the back line. Oh my god, there's no way they're not killing anyone.
Damn, late Genji. More powerful. Finding the angles. Hansama running.
Okay.
Playing greedy, playing aggressive.
Keen.
It might cost him his life though. Steps back into Canyon.
Oh my god, Canyon's just gonna go for it. Holy shit, he's so mobile. Oh my god, Canyon. Dude, his lease is just too good. Holy shit. Hang on. Note to self. Ban Canyon Lee Sin. Alright.
But Gen G already cleaned up everything. As this game
I mean, Kasanta Gaming was also pretty classic.
was an immense blowout, Dracos.
Game 2 was dominant. Game 3 was a slaughter. Gen G.
Oh, Gen G.
Match point.
I don't know what that says.
What do you even say after a game like that? Gen G, they took control, literally starting level
He's saying,
invading. And from that point on,
G1-2? G1-3, right? I don't think we're gonna get a G2-3. That would be funny though.
Canyon was showing up on vision, taking away a Krug here, taking away a Grump there, threatening an all-in one way or another.
Incredible stuff. Of course, remember, if you're enjoying your experience thus far, Twitch subscribers enjoy additional benefits like custom chat, emotes, badges, ad-free viewing, and more. Riot also allocates a portion of the proceeds to the global revenue pool, which directly supports the leagues and the teams in the LoL esports ecosystem. You can subscribe now to unlock the Not Like This Way in-game emote. And Gen G brought us quite definitively to match point. So, Shox, what's the desk got for us?
Well, we're getting a Ruler Masterclass in Game 2 and a Canyon Masterclass in Game 3. I mean, this guy's Lee Sin is legendary, and G2 felt it.
Can we get a not like this G2 emote? Is that an option? It's not.
Oh my goodness, that was like a
like
kick
this.
to the face again and again
Like from a horse?
and again, like from a horse.
Hang on. This is final schedule so ass.
But this is like Game 1.
So they played during the same time as EWC? Wait, what do you mean? He says finals. Oh, the final split?
Like after the Lee Sin was done with it. Like that was vicious. Like what an impressive performance from Canyon. Like we think back to the draft.
What? Wait, the final split is only 3 days?
Misfortune, Oriana. Yeah,
oh, that's so dog shit. What?
But the moment you lock in the Jarvan, like
what?
Canyon saying, oh, I played this matchup many times before, and I know exactly how to abuse it from level 1,
dude,
what, level 2?
Look at this. This is fucking crazy.
He was making it impossible
a fan made a honky slot machine keychain. That is crazy, dude. Like rest face, Kaiwing Hanku. That is so cool. Yeah, CFO fans are just built different. They're actually talented, unlike me.
Of Gen G, because I feel like in Canyon in his whole career, when he's able to has games like this, and I'm not saying he has to be that far ahead, but for instance in this case where he put on a Lee Sin clinic in our HyperX replay, it's that magic, you know, it's that intangible, and this is just like, I'm gonna hit you in the face.
Yeah, his reflex was so good. Instead of finishing the kill, he goes straight into the Herald, and he decides.
Yeah, it kind of did look intentional.
Oh man, someone's like, why me?
It was beautifully done.
It was really cool.
Like, I want to believe
True.
that he deliberately
Listen, dude, I think CFO fans are like the smartest, sexiest, attractive, you know, coolest. I've never met a CFO fan that's like a loser, you know? It's just like, it just shows like, you know, when you're intelligent and like built different, you just become a CFO fan.
Yeah, it would go so hard. No, an absolute clinic, but not just, I mean, he facilitated a whole...
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't make the rules, you know. I'm just putting it out there.
G2 has a lot under their belt from playing.
Okay, I'm gonna take another break, dude. My nose is all stuffed up. I still can't breathe. I'll be right back.
Player of the game, like anybody, and in this case, it was Canyon. There was a time in which we saw a TP coming in from Caps towards bot lane to just kill Chovy, and guess what? It's like they were so far ahead. They had vision towards Baron. They ended up taking Dragon. They were just so far ahead. I want to see what G2 can respond with.
Yeah, Vetty, we saw some things in Game 1, but generally when you look at this, where do you feel like G2 is dropping the ball, and do they have a possibility even to pick it back up to get this to Game 5?
I mean, I think it comes back to our end of Game 1 discussion, which was about the drafting, because the deeper you go into a series, the more the pool becomes limited, and in this Game 3, we saw first pick Victor, and that is not traditional G2.
Yeah.
Like, this year, that is not something that they put a lot of priority on. Their game plan was very clearly, we want to take it away from Chovy. We'll play the mage mid lane matchup, but then what you do, you open up the jungle matchup. Keen Sante on the top side of the map. They pick the Gnar as a response, and then they keep doing these swaps, which keeps getting the better of Broken Blade. I think that Gen G are demonstrating the flexibility in their champion pools over and over again, and I also think that their early game planning is just getting the better of G2. So unless they get a firm footing into the game with a good draft and a good start, it's hard for me to see them turning this around.
Level 1, let's get it. I have a riddle for you.
Okay.
A riddle.
All right.
All right.
I have
We can do
an
this.
Instagram story from earlier today from Mickey X. It's very hot currently in Berlin. Apparently it's like up to 30 plus degrees, if we'll get it on screen in just a second.
It's burning hot in Vancouver too.
Yes, so my question is kind of what do Mickey X and G2 have in common?
Oh, that's a good
If we get the picture of it, would be great.
Have in common.
No, we can think about this. Honestly, it's completely fine.
It's really hot in Berlin.
Ooh, I mean, burning hot
Come on, guys.
temperatures. That's one thing in common. I'm sweating.
They're both warm, they're stressed, they're uncomfortable.
They're both cooked, Betty. To add insult to injury, of course, it's Mickey's Instagram story. But I think this is hard because it does kind of represent for me, all jokes aside, you are up against a monster now in a Gen G that looks poised to get this win in their first match.
Yeah, even with Vedius's point about just starting the game as well as you can, like, what sucks is the fact that any mistake that's made, Gen G is instantly punishing.
Yeah.
Like, the dives I'm talking about is something that we've been kind of known to seeing from them in the LCK. So if it looks like they're on point, we need to see something special from G2.
We need to see something special indeed. Everything at the same time. A great draft, a flex, a level 1 and a level 2, 3 until 11, until 18 if they want to win this one. Gen G, they look locked in. Let's see if they finish their first match at MSI with a victory.
You might have heard I'm going through a little upgrade with my tats. So when Verizon announced that everyone gets a free phone on any plan, pain-free, count me in. Try and beat it. I'll give you a sec.
What a car. Living the dream, huh?
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to?
Okay, okay. I get it now.
Sweet dreams are made of this.
传奇该如何铸就？
The prophecy has been fulfilled. Never doubt Uzi. He changed the meta. He pushed the limits of the game. Uzi now reigns as king.
Oh, every game. I mean, as the tournament progresses, the games will get much better. Oh yeah, it's also Honky's birthday today, dude. Shout out to Honky, happy birthday. James Rennie's back. I already did run an ad. I ran an ad while I was blowing out my fucking nose. How old is he? 14? He's 18 now, baby. Vestin, you're such a hater. Oh. Yeah, tomorrow's match is also kind of boring. It's AL versus FlyQuest. At least FlyQuest, I kind of want NA to do well. You know? NA! But... the other matches, I'm just like, ugh. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck? Can you recite the Star Spangled Banner? Can you sing a national anthem? Exactly. America's the best national anthem. America, 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 fuck yeah. Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah. America, fuck yeah. Freedom is the only way. Terrorists, your game is through. Cause now you have to answer to America. Oh, what a great national anthem.
Losing that game one must have been personal because they are obliterating G2 now. Probably the best game of Lee Sin we've seen in years. Safe to say, a dominant performance. And if G2 want to bounce back as we get ready for Game 4 for Gen G's match point, they're going to need to dig deep. Show us something we haven't seen before on this MSI stage. Because for Gen G, it's looking good. The fan signs, everyone looking pleased. It's a casual smile, at least on the face of Dylan, as we get ready for picks and bans.
And I think in a situation like this, you're always going to be looking for, okay, at least there's no more Cassante for Keen, who obviously this man right here on your screen, unperturbed as he might look, was the main character of last game. There were a lot of factors.
Did you ever listen to English school?
I think on the Nautilus,
that's a Japanese national anthem. Zangoku no tenchi no tese Damae o shinwa ni nare.
They can take over early on.
Aoi kaze ga ima mune no doa o tataite mo.
Was the Recon, and the amount of champions that can replicate those kind of engages are almost.
Of course I know that song, dude. I've heard it like a billion fucking times.
And then you're looking at engage from different roles, right? The Ornn still open. That's one that we often go towards.
Trundle also banned away, which potentially leaves more room to take it.
It might be an early Ornn prio here from Gen G.
I mean, Sion also in the pool.
Another one who, when it comes to engage, obviously not
Your man
does
song?
have an
I don't know what that
absolute
is.
monstrous laning phase.
And G2 red side, the luxury of counter pick.
What is that? What is that even from?
Have not been afraid to blind pick. Of course, in game one.
Okay, G2 are opting into red side now.
It's a tough game to play out. G2 got the better of them. See what the angle is here. Stuff like jungle prio, very common at this point. But Talia, a pick that slipped through the cracks. Of course, Ahri still available.
Keijo, go to sleep so G2 can't 3-1.
Chovy on this Talia is a
Oh, Bia, man.
somewhat leashed by the Orianna in the previous game, right? It's not a champion where you can impact the entire map. You need other champions to
No,
facilitate.
I don't know what that is.
Ahri, right?
EVDA, now you're a man lyrics? No, I don't know what that is. Can you play a long song? Be a man with the forces of a raging fire. Be a man. Something like that. No, I'm not a man. I can't do it.
I think the fact that he's banned
I don't know that. I'll listen to it later.
Tells a much more true story. But you do need, when it comes to these TF comps, you need to be able to actually utilize the power. We're looking toward things like the Camille comes to mind, right? Anything, the Yorick, anything that can try and play towards the side lane to really.
Oh, is that DVDA?
The roaming power.
I don't know from the movie.
Great signs, as always. Vancouver, love to see it. All right.
Wait.
One of the last remaining.
Dude, the gate Chovy Talia?
Insane Merc tread values though already for the side of Gen G.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Leona, of course, hates to see that item, and TF only further incentivizes the enemy team to build it. So what are Gen G gonna go for next? I like the G2 have building blocks, a plan, potentially attacking side lanes. They're missing some of the core components to bring it to fruition.
Corki, possible here for Ruler. One of the few AD carries
Corky?
left that has a built-in escape.
South Park creators have a band? Oh, I had no idea.
That is, of course, a flex pick. Could be going towards Canyon, really try and get the most out of the value when combined with Talia. You're able to slam people through the rocks, you're able to slam people into her wall, but also would not be surprised whatsoever if that is just a counter pick for Duro. Able to block a lot of the Leona engage. Poppy support has been very, very solid for a good amount of time now. Always able to turn situations around.
Now the Kaisa
into Poppy, into Leah. That is that's a big risk being taken. If we are getting to the point where
yeah, I don't know why they gave Korean Honku
way of setting up for it, but that is not an easy game to play. The ability to ult in is really mitigated.
And I think we saw in the Senna game what can happen if bot lane falls behind.
Yeah.
And Kaisa is not a champion who will do well into this Corki early on. The phosphorus.
I think GT are kind of tunnel visioning on their pick comp.
Sunlight passive can do a lot of work, but if the Poppy does go there to mitigate it, things are going to be a bit tricky. G2
Bessa ban.
Setting up a solid matchup for Broken Blade. Of course, likely jungle on 4.
Dead.
And a Zed ban against Skewmond.
So we still have Neferi up as well. Sion, a pick that...
That's weird, but okay.
Gen G most likely are going to want to take away, because I don't know if you want to go for it. Allows the Camille to come through. Whereas if they pick it up, the Trundle has already been banned by Gen G themselves. As the Camille... Okay, well this feels like a pretty obvious Sion angle here on 4 for G2 if it's not banned away.
Also on the works, Malaysia, Singapore League.
Counterpick to Skewmond perhaps.
Yeah, I saw LA SA get added to the list.
Olaf taken away. Oh, respect to Broken Blade there. Recognizing what Olaf can do against their composition.
Yeah, they're still competing.
Right,
they don't seem to give a fuck about the MSI schedule.
Keen is a player that's known for having a good amount of counter picks.
And also, Sion is just a scary champion in general. We've seen so many matchups where Sion will fall behind at a certain point, just fall apart.
Welcome back, Impunity. I saw the West Point team, right?
And that also makes the Sion way worse, right? Aatrox has always been a counter pick into the Sion, able to poke him down.
I wonder how that's going to work.
Also, once you get to Cleaver, chew through him decently. Also a side lane threat that you can use as Skarner, still up and available, even when a lot of other teams were not able to find success with this. Canyon did persevere. Does
I mean, Relia being back, Devoured, and Relia, those are already two solid players. West Point Academy should be a threat.
Something crazy towards the top side of the map here, into this Aatrox.
Keen potentially ready to lay down the gauntlet. A few more seconds before
Do
he has to
you
lock
watch
that
movies that
option.
aren't on Discord streams with friends? Yeah.
But the front line
Mostly movies
already looking
I
potent for the side of
want to
G2.
watch alone.
Much more pick, much more side lane focused for G2 overall. And Jace.
Like, I'm very anal about how I watch my
tested so much in
movies.
previous patches, but allowed to fall so far through the cracks in this picks and bans.
Oh, the Mundo. Dude,
Jungle to come through here.
taking a book out of the fucking Jinja champion pool.
You have a lot of CC from the TF. Maybe you don't need it from the jungle role. We talked about it before. We expected jungle to kind of bear the burden of providing that utility. Instead, it's Caps on the Twisted Fate.
Nikon
But this is a pick
in
that,
top 2.
when he gets rolling, can look so oppressive. But we've seen the games where it falls behind. And
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with them. I'm
such a
familiar with the
low
other
floor,
two
what it could
more.
Contribute. Skewmon, a lot of faith in himself. The team supporting him as well with this lock-in.
That's the main thing that I'm worried about, because Canyon on this Skarner will have a lot of ability to very early get big impacts, right? Doesn't really want to run to Skewmon in the 1v1. I think even the 2v2 can feel a little dicey, but he's able to, with his E, as soon as the ultimate becomes available, be a really big menace in the fights. There is so much AoE damage available, and we go again to a setup where I feel like G2 is somewhat more reliant on playing a relatively slower early game, which I don't know if you're actually going to be able to get away with that. After Gen G had a rough game 1, they bounced back, obviously immensely in-game. 2 and 3. What a treat it would be if we're treated to another surprise 5 gamer.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
See it. Might be a bit of a stretch.
Let's go, Gen G.
Come on, you gotta believe.
And I think the thing is G2 need that support. They need that faith. Backs against the wall. Match point for Gen G.
Need you to believe for me, Dracos. Come on.
I don't know if I need to believe. I think there are plenty of people in this arena who do. G2 Army, if you are here, your boys have their backs against the wall. They need to hear you. G2 fans, give it everything you've got.
All right, that's not bad. Gen G!
The odds might be stacked against G2 everywhere they go, but it just
makes
it that much sweeter.
We can keep the back and forth going. You know, I think we have plenty.
That's a lot of
louder.
Gen G fans.
I would respect it, but I don't. There are gonna be a lot of people here who want to be here on future days, and we can't afford to blow everybody's voice out on the first day of the bracket stage.
Looking at the setups here when it comes to the rooms.
So we get some classic esports chants coming out from the audience here. Is nice early stun, good
Okay.
ruler. Not quite able to crack the plasma.
Still going.
Good from Hansama.
Oh.
This is massive for G2. This lane phase is so difficult for the Kaisa. Still taking a big chunk. But the fact that they've gotten both of those sums, that Hansama has kept both of his, a clear indicator that Skewmon can gank. The downside is it's a Mundo. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but Labrov does have the setup. Just keeps trading aggressively, though.
Wow, they're fighting so much.
Trade actually looks great.
I don't know about this bot lane, dude.
As level 2, not quite
I
there.
feel like
Even
it's
though
really
they
bad that
use both sums, they get the full
really
plasma
lost
stack,
all
right? So
the
much
shit.
damage of the Kaisa tied into that. But then the cooldowns for Ruler are way lower, spamming this E, and they should be able to get level 2 prio as well. Basically at the same time, Hans finding the Q, but if you use it on the wave, that means you don't have it to threaten Ruler and Duro.
And even though they nerfed that Poppy E base damage, if that is what Duro has skilled, it's still so much upfront burst. Instead, G2 forced to back away. Nice early trade. The big thing is Hansama will slowly heal up. A reset will solve
Is there the
any
overlay?
any problems that they have, as they do opt to recall here.
How do I use it?
The trap.
Yeah,
I wanted to see what Poppy leveled up.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Had early tracking on Canyon. If you don't know where the Skarner is, you end up getting caught in a situation where he dives you. The lane is just over. Instead, they're going to try and give Gen G a taste of their own medicine. Already rotating over as Keen. We'll see if Gen G reads this play. Should be able to get the crash here, but do they have a suspicion as the next wave? Not going to get the crash.
Opting to hold recognizing the play that they expect to come through, being the swap, which would mean Broken Blade would reset and TP bot lane. But if the wave is already out, if it's already pushing against him, there's really just nowhere for him to farm. But Lebrov, Skew
Holy fuck.
Hansama here too. They're determined to shut this
4
down,
people.
But it's casual. Again, it was telegraphed.
It was, yeah, Broken Blade went in too early. You really have to try and sell that, put on your best acting chops, because there had 4 people there.
But the thing is, the second they don't see anyone,
Oh, Broken Blade.
Oh no.
Now Broken Blade will be here. Has the flash. Do they immediately go for the gank? Chains there.
Oh, I think Broken Blade fucked up with that flash.
For the side of Gen G. G2 tried to be clever. They tried to get tricky.
Flashed too early.
They thought they could save it.
Oh, Broken Blade's so fucked now. Oh, GG.
Yeah, that's a damned if you do, damned if you don't there for Broken Blade. Because of the way the top lane played out, he cannot do 2 things. Either he can just walk down, which obviously feels really bad because Keen made his way out, didn't even have to flash, by the way, and he has the possibility to go either way. But instead, you go back because someone needs to catch
Early sleep for you, Kev. Not early enough. Dude, they're like, look at that shit.
Ready to serve up a dish, and Broken Blade, unfortunately.
Yeah, today I'm going to be mostly sleeping in. Try to get over this cold. Like, I want to make sure I'm over it by the CFO match, you know? That one's the one I need to put, like, I need to be on my A game for.
To the side of Gen G, making the game that much harder. Zenith Blade denied by Duro.
You might be the worst top laner as MSI. No, I will handle it.
We've seen so many grasp
True.
chases, it's easy to forget. Used to basically...
Bastion will carry me like always.
Duro
Your cancel.
Right as the Zenith Blade comes through before the stun actually takes effect. Doing fine in these trades. The good news is Hansam has been able to save.
Dude, that'd be so much fun to do. I want to see Bastion carry me. Ooh, Duro! Oh, you're so fucked! Oh, it's GG, dude.
Kills Lebrov.
And there you see, even with the fact that Ruler spent basically that early kill gold on a tier, it doesn't matter. Trying to hard force a player, you can't do that. It's into Poppy, right? You can't try and hands check Ruler when he has his W available. It's just not going to work. Instead, gets CC'd, slammed into the wall, and just goes down.
Yeah, I mean, BB's not doing good, but
Doran's Blade and Boots.
I also feel like Lebrov.
These decisions from G2 and lane, this is feeling.
I don't know. Should they have this kept? They wanted, what was it, Paris, right?
Seems like everything has gone wrong for the side of G2.
If they couldn't get Paris, couldn't they just have kept Mickey X? Oh.
Immediately flick back. Caps is here.
Skewmon to steal.
Still relatively
okay.
Skewmon walking in, hoping
they're flashing for this. I mean, they got Dragon, but they're gonna lose everything else, no?
Just to contest, Hansama forced to flash out Keen.
They use so much. He has no mana. Oh, Keen's as well. Dude, they're all
Almost gets the job done. Finally, Keen goes down. G2 trying to fight their way through the deficit. Just keep going. And they managed to salvage something.
Yeah, but while that's happening, I want you to look at the top lane where we did see Ruler. Oh, Mike be
oh, Ruler might die?
Stepping up. One more gold card.
No. Oh! Double? Oh, Poppy?
On the way, Duro with the spell book. I don't think he can stay under this tower. Oh, luckily has enough damage to clear the wave.
Good clear there on the wave.
G2 overrated? I mean, they're not as good as they once were, right?
Bit of a risk there, but
like, I feel like if they just got Skewmon and kept Mickey X, it would have been better.
Chovy or rather Ruler is pushing the topside wave.
I don't know. Lebrov feels like kind of like he's fallen off. Like he looked good on BDS, but fuck, dude.
Some damage comes down, but Chovy really isn't that strong yet. And Gen G are playing for the fight. G2 are playing for the steal, right? So we see Skewmon go in really clean there. Drake going down just straight from 760, and then this extended play because Hans is able to get out and then still get a couple of rotations off. And it's a heavy investment, but while all of this is going on...
Yeah, the thing is Chovy and Keen had like 0 mana.
Have Ruler there.
Yeah, also, it was like, what, a 5v4?
You're not getting away.
No.
Gam lost to this? I mean, yeah. Unlucky.
Excited, but you can see still tension on the faces behind the scenes for G2. They got something, but it's still Gen G in a comfortable position.
I think Gam next time can probably do much better.
Big chunks. Nice gold card on
They, I don't know, dude. They need to figure out their mid lane situation fast. Because Elmo and Aris both had issues. Yeah, this key one's learned from Jinja.
But he's pushing already. I thought it was like a figure of speech when I said he went where he pleases. The downside is, as much as G2 are getting plays, giving us reasons to get excited, they're still conceding objectives.
It's going good? Yeah.
The Void Grub's down. They did at least
except for the talent part, but yeah, I think I'm hoping Secret Whales or Vikings can do better.
On the international stage.
Yo, Ong Python. What the fuck? Yo, Ong, thank you for the follow.
Behind until Ruler actually hits his items.
Difficult words.
It's kind of tough for Gen G. When the
if I can just lose same STSW, dude. I mean, they'll do well in the regular split, and then when it comes playoffs, they'll just play like complete pussies and just like do nothing.
Stacking when it comes to the comparison to Canyon. Duro.
It's level 6.
Down good at least world class. That is true.
Gold card is Chovy. Does his best to act this out. Will just be the recall in the end for Canyon.
The CFO last 2 years was not doing well regular split, dude. Do you not remember the 7-game losing streak where they lost to fucking DWT?
Immune to that initial piece of CC as Broken Blade forced to ult. Ruler, nice movement thus far, but Q2 does connect. Broken Blade just using it for a bit of extra healing. The Corki pressure. Still pretty massive. Conqueror proc doesn't have Triforce.
Yeah.
Yet, still really starting to hurt.
It's the gold, right? As Ruler
caught out. Gold card.
Oh, Ruler.
Coming in. The Infernal Chains bring him right back into the waiting arms of Broken Blade.
I mean, 23-24 had so many issues, dude.
also investing the ultimate.
But hey, at least teams, at least it's looking up now, you know?
G2, this TF, slowly starting to get more done.
Skewmon zoning Chovy off the wave for a brief moment. Is Broken Blade now going topside? Phase rush procced.
I mean, we're learning from our mistakes now, which is good.
Plays. Gen G caught on the back foot a few times this game. And you can see it was almost 2,000 gold earlier on. Now it's only 200 as they just continue to find kill after kill.
Has to be said though, Gen G, I want you to look at those inventories. That's free tier items. Once those spikes hit, I think they're going to be a lot stronger, but it's starting to feel like they want to contest. Regardless of the fact that there's no Triforce on Corki, Chovy doesn't have his item done yet either. Keen, I don't think is going to be involved in this. Neither him nor Broken Blade have TP available. Keen's one is closer. I don't know if it'll be there for this Drake.
And the only completed item on the Rift is the Heartsteel for Skewmon. So if he's not there or if he's picked off...
I'm scared Hunky gets exposed. He looks stuck in LCP this split. It was only playoffs though. It was only 2 playoff series.
Going on to Canyon. Duro down the steadfast.
I feel like he was fine for the other stuff.
Gold card there. Duro recognizing the situation, tries to dissuade. Canceling with the recall to put it.
Oh, just when it counted. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Gen G, they do keep control of the river. There's a lot of damage there for G2.
Dude, he's had a lot of time to improve. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Listen, winter split, he got better towards the end. Spring split, you know, he had a shaky ending, but he's like, because, you know, he's up and down a bit, doesn't mean he's gonna go down, it's gonna go back up.
Without TP, I don't think they can contest.
Skewmon,
another one.
Walking forward. Won't be able to get it.
Jeez. Oh my god.
Not gonna falter there. Know that they're
dude, what a hater, dude. I take that back. You suck. Your opinions are trash, dude.
This time, yeah, we do have.
Did you cast the LCP with your eyes closed? Like, what the fuck?
Fashioned way, just manually will be now back, but Broken Blade with those kills, despite the fact that the CS still in favor of Keen. Looking good here on the Aatrox early on, and that top side, they're gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting, right?
You're gonna see, dude. You're gonna see.
Use the power spikes.
Hey, he's had a lot of times to, like, you know, fix his mistakes. He just keeps getting better and better, man.
I do think Gen G with this comp can do a lot of heavy lifting as Keen might be in trouble here. Does a flash.
Boys are on top side. Nice sidestep. Dash through, parking the phase rush. Getting out of the
wow, so fast.
that was clean. Able to sidestep everything he needed to, not getting knocked up, not getting dragged back by the chains. Just the power of phase rush.
As a joke, I don't even think that's true, dude. Dude, Jimmy and fucking Andy gave me fucking like, I don't know, dude. I can't even say what the fuck he gave me, dude. Like, just thinking about it, I'm speechless.
Knocked back, forced to flash away. Ruler's the one with the gold lead.
Like, as you reminded me, I'm just like getting stun locked in my mind from that Jimmy and Andy shit, dude.
Nice play there.
God damn, man.
That's a big deal. Good amount of threats there for this Kai'Sa, even not taking into account the
Like a
fact that
brain aneurysm.
That's that first presence. Jovi's rocks as well.
Oh, yeah, this game looks pretty done.
Continuously
Oh, SoftBank didn't get stun locked by Zanny, yeah. Yeah, they're just pretty fine. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't stun themselves IRL seeing that Andy play.
Chovy anticipating the caps.
Ooh.
Play to take out the control word. He was unable to do it after the previous exchange. Stepping forward for a
Was the
moment.
ghost out? Okay.
Spell, but ghost going to be used there. Be able to step back, but that low health bar is going to make it difficult to stay in mid. Luckily for him, Canyon currently content taking the red. Doesn't need to show any pressure mid.
Ooh, close game for so far. Ruler, he's pretty far off.
What the fuck is Ruler doing?
On the way in, ulti hits, cleanses there. Ruler retreating. Zenith
Wow.
doesn't quite
How the fuck did he get out?
Gen.G able to keep their 80
Well, he had to use everything.
Still a big win. You get both cleanse and flash.
It's a big cancel if they can find it. Caps' TP. Available.
This is showing a little trick he learned during his time with CFO. Dude, I don't think G-Man played that bad on CFO.
He's gonna keep on going. Chovy has ult. Can try and look
I thought he improved on Frank.
Yeah, like there is the threat.
But now he's like kind of regressing. Oh. Listen, old CFO, I don't know, man.
As he's knocked back, good damage goes through.
There's so many issues on those old CFO teams.
Sky finished yet. Now it's TP bot side. Caps gets the ult out of Chovy. In exchange for that teleport, Chovy's not too far away.
So Broken Blade does absorb the pressure on top side. Good trade for him. Just using your ult for your life. Definitely happy about that. But then,
hey, don't worry. The new Ground Zero 29.5 is gonna revolutionize how League of Legends is played.
But still, feels rough to use that sum, not get anything out of it, and now the gold lead.
Especially, what do you think of Chief Slater allegedly?
But it really is all on Ruler as that tier continues to stack. Chovy opting for the Archangels first, needs a bit more time.
I don't know why people keep thinking it's Chiefs though.
Keen.
Because that would mean they would have to get rid of.
It's not going to be quite as easy in that side lane.
What was it? If it was Slater, right, Mito, that would mean they would have to get rid of Husha or Jimmy and bring in an OCE player. I can't think of a single good OCE mid laner. Like an Australian or Oceanic mid or jungle, that's good. I don't know if they exist, dude. Shock. Oh my god, dude. Listen, he's your friend. I'm not gonna talk shit. You know what? No, fuck it. I'm gonna talk shit. Shock is a fucking loser, dude. If he joins Chiefs, dude, they might as well fucking have like full Aussie and just be like friendship and hope. Get Fido? Yeah, that would at least be something. Get a higher rank in Korea than Hongkyu? Dude, Keith McBrief was challenging Korea solo queue. I don't want to hear nothing.
Broken Blade was one of the members on G2 that was actually holding on to a lead.
Let's go get Keith McBrief then, guys.
In the span of just a few minutes with a couple
He had challenger in Korean solo queue. Oh my god, Skewmond. No, goes where he pleases.
Just keeps going. Duro has to be careful.
I know about this.
Oh my god, he's missing all his shit.
Decent damage, mitigating what he can.
Exhaust. Oh, and heal. Oh! Actually really good by Duro. Wow. Shock higher LP than all CFO except Jinja? Yeah, but guess what? He plays on fucking 2 ping. Compared to everyone else playing on fucking 40 or 50 ping. You wouldn't know anything about that because you suck.
Conceding so many objectives, so many little things across the map to make these plays.
Push, push, push.
The lust for blood, the hunger, the aggressiveness, the confidence.
Oh, Chovy. No flash, does have his ult, but
I'm pretty sure everyone on CFO is like Challenger at least, dude. I think you're just spreading fake news.
Shield coming in just in time for Jovi. The fully stacked tier doing a ton of work.
No.
And yeah, it's Cloud, that feels... Oh, Canyon.
The 50-50. Skewmon
Okay.
manages to get it. And now the immediate retreat from the mid lane tower already gone.
Yeah, I'm letting you know that you can't. I mean, like, you know, I don't know who'd be the worst GM, Chiefs or Vestian. That's all I'm saying. Oh, what the fuck are they doing? Oh. Okay. Chovy flipped him over. Wow. Broken Blade has to flash out.
And Keen keeps the pressure up. G2
Wow, they're split pushing.
They're getting fights, they're getting close now, but they're losing everything else.
That's the problem. Yes, you get the top or you get the mid lane play.
Ugh.
You kill the Poppy. But while that's happening, Keen is pushing so hard that there's no other opportunity for you than just keep responding. Obliterated in his
Almost
own
gets it.
jungle, by the way, as the damage clearly is there.
I mean, maybe GG's can win this.
Out, but the fact that Caps doesn't get to respond, because if he
How much longer until Caps finishes? Is it gonna be like at like 24, 25 minutes? Caps finishes his rod stacking.
Which still feels bad, but it's these cross map plays as Gen G, they just keep setting up these traps, and it looks like Caps has fallen for it again.
Got out, has the ulti, but the CC held.
They're not going to use, oh yeah, not waiting until the end.
Oh, someone died. Oh, Chovy died.
Manages to get Chovy,
Okay.
has completed that first die in the power of the ulti.
Oh, fuck me, dude.
Means there's more opportunity for side lane picks as if the TF wasn't enough. So again, it's these
I'm
glimmers of
so
hope.
breathing.
That's a big shutdown, or rather a big amount of gold going over to Hans. Also, doing above, probably maybe a flash E or flash Q. Using that summoner and getting a kill on Chovy is definitely going to feel good.
But as aggressive as G2 are playing, it's starting to feel like a run back of game 2. Or was Keen on the
Tyler's old, man. Can't be grinding ranked all day. True. That's just bullying the elderly, dude. That's fucked up. He's ageist.
And double items completed for Corki.
He's also skillless. He doesn't like it when people are really good at the game.
He's a one-man army. All he needs is a bit of front line.
Ugh.
We also see Chovy.
Goddamn, dude.
This is not a very high damage to Leah build.
Happy Canada Day, yo, Maple, what's up? Happy Canada Day. You get to watch Shenji
Follow up on Canyon and keep Keen.
fisting G2.
Enduro on this Poppy. Might be something that G2 looked
Okay.
CC hits. Waiting for the steadfast presence to expire. Perfectly timed by Lebrov. The CC now going through. Take himself
Huh?
with the McHales.
He lives.
Hansama retreating. The self McHales from Duro is so damn clutch because look at the health bars.
I just need to play NA ARAM sometimes.
Broken Blade going in against Chovy.
Ugh.
Ulti from Caps. Chovy starts to retreat. Gold card, but there's not, the follow-up isn't there.
Yeah, and I think the read here is Caps can also try
Can
to
G2 call it?
but they can't
I don't think G2 can win. I mean,
It doesn't look pretty,
I don't know. Their team comp, honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I just think it's really hard, though.
all those members in mid
Like the
lane
Poppy
doing as
pick,
well
I
as they
feel like
were.
it's so good so
Open as
far.
possible. That's going to be Otacon here.
Vestian hates ARAM, I'm not surprised. You know the Shy plays ARAM and that's why it's so good? Exactly. You don't understand how greatness is made.
Maybe once Hans gets a little bit further in as
No, sorry, he just hates you. That's why he doesn't want to play ARAM.
Lebrov to the side, locking down Canyon. Gold card ready to go. Impale only going to connect on one. Skewmon here as well. Canyon going to get taken down.
What the fuck?
Kill donated to Caps. A big gold shutdown.
Okay.
Things a bit closer as we see a TP from Chovy coming into the mid lane. G2 trying to find some advantage around mid.
What the fuck?
Very aggressive here. Not that much use there, to be fair.
Dude, I don't understand what's happening. Dude, honestly, G2 could still win, dude. Like, Gen G are just trolling.
Get this Drake.
Chovy?
Departure from the wall. Sees him face to face with Skewmon. Broken Blade going 1v1 versus Keen.
Oh my god, he... Why? I don't know why he... Okay. Oh! Oh my god, Hansama stunned himself. Hansama stunned himself with that fucking Kaisa.
Giving them a bit more space.
Oh my god.
The poke from the Aatrox Q is there. Gen G retreating. G2 a decent fight, but they can't get the kills.
Oh, that right there is exactly what we're talking about, Hans. It's so hard to find a good ulti in there. Just dashes face first into a good amount of rocks.
Did I hear
Leah,
phone
when she gets
ring?
the kite back, hard
It's
to
like
actually get on top of it
ding.
now. What looked like an opportunity because they were able to.
I guess I suppose we can't farm AI melees from Vietnam. Oh,
On the Broken Blade to offset the loss of Canyon.
you guys, such haters.
Instead, Broken Blade gets the heal up. But because of
After CFO wins MSI, I'm gonna want to hear some apologies from you fuckers. Apology letters handwritten, dude.
Not gonna be found, but with those kills and that shutdown, 2-0. G2 keep the gold close.
2 dragons to 2. Duro goes in. We'll be able to just immediately walk away. He is forced to use the heal.
Then why are you talking shit?
Just cleanse his
spellbook.
Yeah.
You just don't understand greatness, Bastion. You don't have like the eye for talent.
I respect anyone who brings cleanse to Summoner's spellbook.
That's good.
You got steadfast presence.
And Yen finds Skumon, both of them I think just looking
Dude,
for a stack.
Jinja, dude, you just follow the trends, dude. Because everyone says Jinja's good, you just follow it. Okay, it's a fucking window skin. That's what I was hearing. Ching, ching, whatever the fuck it's called.
Now retreating. That's the ulti from Caps, but he sees an angle. He sees 2 members descending upon
Oh.
so he knows he has an angle to make a play bot. Duro ready with the ulti, but it doesn't connect.
Duro's fucked, isn't he?
Might be caught out, but Caps takes a lot of damage in the meantime.
Yes, flash.
He's gonna retreat. Wall goes down, isolating Lebrov, and he's gonna walk this one
He
off.
doesn't need a flash.
It's just Duro and Brad looking at one another. I can't kill you. You can't kill me.
This other guy spent too long on CFO. What do you mean? CFO is creating greatness.
Count 3, we both put him down.
Whatever, dude.
I gotta say, like, G2 at least consistently finding these avenues of attack to try and get some gold back in their favor. But I think the thing that's gonna break this wide open is the Baron. They've been avoiding fights, been trying to find picks on their terms.
So, looking at the spikes, 2 items
Oh,
for everyone on the Rift supports.
please.
Exception, of course, Caps.
I
Now
need
finishes
them to
for
win.
10 stacks on the Rod of Ages. Also has his rapid fire done. I think that they're really going to be playing aggressively, trying to find a pick off of a gold card. Chovy really only sitting on, again, a very supportive build. And normally, Chovy does this because he knows that with the CS...
Just go to bed, look after your health. But
Against the TF, you're never really going to be, and particularly in this game.
I can't, man. I'm a completionist.
As the Dragon,
If I dip out now, it's just I'm a pussy,
so
dude.
much Baron damage on G2. With Hansama in particular, I don't know about walking into a
Okay.
choke. I don't think either team can get away with that.
Bot wave unattended. Keen pushing it out and moving up. G2 sticking around is likely to cost them gold, but they're determined to group and
Yeah,
force
they're
something.
protecting rulers can go back and get okay.
Third
Healing
item,
reduction,
ruler.
pen item, whatever it's called.
Into Aatrox and Mundo.
The armor pen wasn't enough. The healing reduction on top of it.
Yeah, see, Ravi understands.
Ooh,
Thank you,
MSI
Ravi.
Summoner's ready.
That one has not spotted a ton of vision available here. And again, G2, they're going to be looking. If anyone shows just slightly out of position on any of these wards, they can pull the trigger with Caps. Hansama.
You just cheap shotting each other.
Keeps in mind it's Leon.
I mean, they're poking, right? Because the way G2 wants to fight, they want to, like, you know, gold card stun up someone and have everyone just jump in and kill. Go clash, rules. So that's why we're like, you know, in this weird state.
Collapse on Baron can be very, very swift here.
Oh, they're ulting onto Keen?
Caps immediately going bot lane. Keen, the member who doesn't have that extra lock.
Okay.
The extra cleanse,
Oh. Oh wait, Skumon died. Wait, why?
As Ruler will find Skumon's jungler deleted in
Okay.
exchange for top laner, and Gen G with access to the objective.
Might start it. We'll see if Caps is able to bring out his smite. Try and match, obviously. Gonna be tough.
Oh, they have TP. Okay.
They're taking a risk, but they do have the Poppy Duro trying to get out of vision, I think, but he will be spotted.
I mean, they don't have smite.
Manages to connect. No immediate follow-up. Chovy for now.
Oh, Duro couldn't get him all out with that ult. Oh my god, they're in such a weird spot. Oh! Smite! Okay, it doesn't matter? What the fuck?
Broken Blade still going, flashing out. Caps Can't go toe-to-toe with Canyon, but the gold card might be able to buy him a bit of a second, a bit more time. It's
Triple kill? He's gonna get another quadra kill?
for Ruler. G2 cannot make it happen.
Ruler, I know you love your quadras, but I don't know about chasing the Aatrox into fog.
Oh my god, he can't find him.
He's not afraid. He's just going to keep on going. Broken Blade. Mission impossible.
Oh, he found him.
Emerald dash, but Chovy against the wall. Too fast.
Oh my god, Chovy's so fast.
And Otto on a minion to buy a bit more health. Infernal Chain. Skumon on the way in. Gen G.
Oh.
Coming in on an angle.
Flick does
Oh, okay, that's what you want them to fight. Wow.
Not even close, baby.
Not even close, baby.
Close exchange again. You know that G2 this is the angle. They have an advantage in the fight, even if they are set to lose the objective.
So there were 2 smites available here for Gen G, and even then, look at the burst here going down.
Yeah, dude, that's so crazy.
If that McKills doesn't come
Oh.
through, this entire fight might end up
That
being a
smite secure was so
Ruler
poorly
doesn't
done.
actually get taken down, and even if they got Ruler, the fact that Broken Blade doesn't have his ulti to actually get the big resets,
Oh,
and
my ass.
Chovy goes uncontested in this fight,
Okay.
means that the objective doesn't go that way. Baron goes towards Gen G, the Rebel Power Play. Not that impressive yet, but it gets them the soul point. And it allows them to fully take control of this map. And as we all know, trying to play a TF from behind is just a miserable experience.
Yeah, and we've got Sorelda's now coming in for Keen as well. Armor penetration on both of the major physical
Yeah,
damage.
they both missed smite. Yeah.
Chovy as well.
Broken Blade? What the fuck?
It's close.
Not even close. Round
They
2.
be-
Twice. If he was a cat, he'd be 7 out of 9 lives down at this
Wow.
point. Caps.
Ooh.
Flash to the side, gets away from the Impale, but Gen G looks like they're just going for the throat. They want to end it here. Game 1, G2 managed to find the advantage, managed to find the win. But since then, it's been Gen G from start to finish. Ruler isolated wall from Canyon to keep him standing. It's Hansama.
Wow, Hansama.
Doing the work, knockup going in.
What did he do that for?
Trying to retreat, that's the ulti.
Oh.
Go forward. Chovy just continues to lay down the poke. And Gen G, merciless as they march into the base of G2.
And G2, they gave it their all, but even the early leads, not enough as Gen G marched on the base. Caps behind them.
Caps behind to go golden. Managed to buy the Seekers just in time for the flick back. Skumon in the midst of the team. Broken Blade standing, but as long as Ruler's alive, that healing reduction is just too much.
What do you mean?
The front line of G2.
Oh, I guess, yeah, you're fucked. Oh, never mind. Duro's helping you?
Keen jumping in. Finding the kill is
Skumon.
He's taken out Gen G.
Dude, holy shit. Excalibur, holy fuck, you're so lucky.
And a slow start from Gen G, but that counter punch.
It was 27, wasn't it?
Hurting all the more.
Oh.
Game 2 in the final game.
GG. Tomorrow might be a 3-0 or 3-1. I'm hoping I'll feel better by then.
Some of the decisions around
Okay. You know how it is, guys. I need to go to bed. I'm feeling like shit. I'll be on though for MSI tomorrow. We'll have AL versus FlyQuest. So not a great match, but we'll see. I'll still be there, but yeah, I'm logging off. My throat is so fucked. Yeah. Anyways, guys, go fuck yourself. Get fake shot at. Yo, dude, get some sleep, man. Yo, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace, peace. Take care.
They have another chance in the lower bracket.